Hey, I'm Hassan Ahmad, and we're back.
We're back, and you're not Captain America?
I'm not Captain America, which is weird.
He's not.
Weird
He's
way to start the
fucking
podcast.
brown dude.
But I could be. One day, hopefully. Marvel.
Hey, another episode of Spoil the Beans. We're back.
Hey.
Thank you for coming back.
Yes.
Welcome.
You got any dates coming up this week?
I do. I'm going to be in Florida this week, all week.
Yes.
Starting with Orlando with Pauly Shore. And I'm going to be with him all week in Orlando, and then Naples, and then Sarasota, and Fort Myers. We're going to be all over Florida all week. Just go to paulyshore.com. If you're a beaner in any of those cities in Florida, check the dates. That's literally going to be June. It's going to be it's coming up next week. The week this drops on Monday. Shows go Tuesday through like Friday. Okay, so get on it, man. paulyshore.com. If you're a beaner, come out, say what's up. You know I want to hang out with you. I love you.
So June 4th through whatever.
Yeah. Welcome all our new Cleveland beaners.
Yeah.
By the way, Cleveland beaners.
Hey.
Hello, we love you.
What's
Thank
up?
you. We had a great time.
Thank you for joining us.
We
assume we had a great time.
Yeah, we might have motherfucking got to fight and killed 3 people.
Yeah,
you know what?
But we haven't got yet.
We're still
going
sure we
soon.
got some beaners even if that happened.
Yeah.
And we're glad you came.
And I will be at Flappers June 8th, guys. June 8th, this
With who?
Saturday, with Brennan Schaub.
The Bee Sting.
Hey, and I believe Chappelle Lacey will be on the show. Another great comic.
Another fun guy. We love Chappelle. He is really dark.
Yes, his skin color, not his material. His material isn't actually.
His material is really clear.
Yeah.
Love you, buddy.
All right, before we get into this week's movie,
Yes.
I got to tell you about Van Helsing.
What? You watched Van Helsing? Why'd you do that?
I did watch Van Helsing
Why'd
because
you watch
I
Van
have
Helsing?
to. That's the whole point of this podcast.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
Okay.
Okay, I will say this. I will say it's not a good movie, but that didn't take away from my enjoyment of it. You know how in the movie we joked that this was like Fast and the Furious 9 Transmission Sylvania? That was the joke?
That was really funny.
Bro, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like just these cool fight scenes mixed in with a plot that didn't make any sense. And you know how when you watch an old movie and you're like the special effects hold up and like the CGI holds up?
Yeah.
This isn't one of those movies.
I like the way the vampires turn.
I liked,
Especially Dracula.
I like the werewolf turn.
The
turns were good.
Yeah, dude.
The turns were good, but like
They weren't
the
cheesy.
vampires flying through the air, like that just looked weird.
I like the race scene through the woods. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, no, like I said, the action scenes were cool.
Yeah.
The action scenes were cool. It just didn't make any sense, but it was funny in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you like Carl? How'd you feel about him?
Who is he? I don't know. Who's this fucking guy? This feels like I could have done this role. That's how I felt.
You could have murdered. You would have murdered that role, dude. That
Yeah.
role was built for you if it was like if they remade the movie like really good.
Yeah. Well,
It's like how Trey's supposed to be a Detective Pikachu.
yeah. Trey is supposed to be Justice Smith and not Justice Smith.
Yeah. You hear that, Justice Smith?
Yeah.
Be Trey Stewart.
Step it up, bitch. Yeah. I thought I couldn't stop laughing at the ridiculous accents everyone had.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't like the accents?
It was just so funny.
How'd you like Hugh?
It was Hugh. That's how I thought. I was like, oh, I'm watching Hugh. That's how.
I like Hugh, man.
He's a leading man.
Hugh is a leading man.
He's a leading
that
man.
dude, it's one of those things like it's like that Chris Pratt thing. It's like, oh, you can bring butts in the seats.
Yes. Yeah. That's probably why people watch this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched it because Wolverine's in it.
Yeah. It was definitely.
And then Kate Beckinsale was the shit at that time.
She was.
At that time, she was hot. She was big shit.
But everyone was putting on such ridiculous accents, and Hugh wasn't. But he might as well have been putting on an accent.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He was putting on Hugh, baby.
Yeah.
Hugh
But
Jackman.
he was so around such ridiculous accents that it felt like his real voice was a ridiculous accent.
All right, how did you feel about Dracula?
Dude, what was that choice? Dude, I thought in my mind when you explained it to me, I thought Dracula was gonna be like a scary looking guy, not just some guy you've seen at the supermarket. You know what I mean? Not just some fucking guy. He wasn't. He didn't look scary at all.
What did you think of his way he talked?
Everything about it was like, oh, this is like weird. And this might be a hot take, and I'm about to say it right now, and I could be wrong
About Van
this.
Helsing?
Yes, but this is the hottest of takes. No badass supervillain has a ponytail. This is hot take city, baby. This is hot take city.
God, you're the fucking idiot. All idiots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I want to go into your theory here because I like this. I love a good hot take.
Try to think of a badass male villain that has a ponytail.
Ponytail, obviously. Yeah. I'm trying to think of a badass woman. I'm trying to think of a legitimate. Because like, is there a badass villain with a ponytail?
Yeah, because all like the good woman villain I know don't wear ponytails. Hair's down. Yeah.
Power, scary. I'm like, ponytail's a good question.
Yeah. Is there any villain with a ponytail?
Any gender.
That's good. That's a good villain.
That's scary. That's the one you're like, up there, you're like, man, that villain was like, fuck, that was nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I mean, I think in Gone Girl, she has ponytails in some scenes. But then again, that is the scariest bitch of all time. But then again, it's still also hair down mostly.
Yeah.
It's not like she has a ponytail the whole movie. I don't know, but I don't know if I don't know of a villain with a ponytail.
Right? It's just a weird choice. Also, Dracula.
Even Angelica and Hey Arnold has pigtails.
It's a good point. Angelica and Rugrats, you mean? You said Hey Arnold.
I was thinking of that. The girl.
Helga.
Pigtails. Damn. Yeah. Angelica also. Damn! Yo, they the same woman?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What? That just fucked my brain up.
Yeah, it kind of fucked my brain up too, but I'm dealing with it better. Yeah, dude. I don't think there's a badass villain with a ponytail.
Yeah, you might be right on that one, straight up, bro. I wanted to think of one to fucking throw a wrench at you, but I can't.
Yeah, I thought he was a bad choice. I thought the harpies or whatever, his brides.
The brides were now. You know how lame am I that I was like, now the brides were ridiculous. None of the rest of the movie was ridiculous to me. All the rest of the movie was like, no, it's pretty good, pretty legit, pretty logical. But the brides, I'm like,
dude, the whole time they're like, with them crying in the background, it was just weird.
How hot are they though?
Yeah,
I was not underplaying that.
Yeah, they were definitely hot, but you could tell they were chosen for the hotness, and none of them were chosen for the acting ability.
What'd you think of Big Frank? You didn't like him, huh?
Yeah, he was whatever.
I thought he was the most ridiculous person of all time. He's really funny.
He is. I mean, like I said, it's just... but see, that's why I thought it was so funny. Is with the accent specifically. I'm caught on the accents. I was caught on the accents the entire movie. Bro, you're like, you have Frankenstein, you have Dracula, you have these ridiculous wives, you have Kate Beckinsale, like as a werewolf hunter team, not a vampire hunting team.
Her brother's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's like, so you let all these ridiculous things happen, and they have to have these accents. They can't just be, you know what I mean? Like, that's such a weird point to be like, no, it has to be like this. It's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? A carriage explodes. There's no explosive things in the carriage. There's no gas. There's no why would a wooden carriage explode? And I'm fine with that. Just get rid of the accent.
Okay, you're like, it doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me because, like I said, I love the Fast and the Furious movies because I get it.
Yeah.
This is what you just gotta get it. I can see why people don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see why people be like, this is a bad movie. I get that.
I put on my Instagram.
Yeah.
A vote. Like, I asked, do you love this movie as much as me?
Yeah.
Who loves this movie as much as me? Mm-hmm. Literally 50%. I've never seen it. 50 on the fucking money.
Yeah, and the difference is the 50% that are like, we get what this movie is.
Yo, I got messages. Yo, oh my God, bro, I fucking love that movie. It was awesome. And then the other was like, yo, that was the worst movie.
Right.
Why? Kill Hugh Jackman.
But the interesting part about that is that 50% was like, I can guarantee, like the 50% was like, oh, this was entertaining. I got what this is. This is like Dracula fighting, and it's supposed to be ridiculous. And the other 50% was like, if you look at this movie from a critical standpoint, it's not very good. And what's interesting about that poll is that both people were right.
Yeah, that one's weird. Yeah, you're right.
You're right. No one's wrong. If you don't like this movie, I get it.
I'm not mad at you don't like this movie.
Yeah.
I'm not like, how?
Yeah.
I'm not like, how would you? Did you see the same movie I saw? Did you see Igor?
Igor looked ridiculous. You know, Igor looked like Mickey Rourke. They're like, let's just make Mickey Rourke look fucked up. More fucked up, sorry.
Oh my God. Oh, you're fucking mean.
Yeah. But I will say this, like I always look at the Rotten Tomato scores afterwards, and unlike Little Giants where I was mad at the critics for giving it a low score.
Yeah, because fuck that.
Yeah, but this one, the critics gave it a low score, and I was like, that absolutely makes sense.
No, I'm not. This is right. If this is like 30% of Rotten Tomatoes or whatever the fuck, I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. Who gives a fuck? I bet people gave it a thumbs up. And it also, I looked at the box office it murdered.
Yeah, I mean, it
like more than doubled its budget. $150 million budget, and it made like 330, three something. I looked it up, 3 something plus. Because I was like, I wonder what it made. I was like, oh man, Hugh Jackman.
Well,
Hugh Jackman can double a budget.
It was Hugh Jackman, Kate Beckinsale, and it's 2003. It's vampires.
It's action. I bet the trailer was fire.
I will say this is right before. This is what you talk about, like maybe 6 years before the first Twilight movies came out. So we're talking about the start of this vampire craze in media. Like, vampires have always been a thing.
You're right. This was the first one. This is the first major.
Around the beginning.
That was a major production. That was like, we're gonna put big stars in it. We're gonna put a big budget in it. We're gonna, you know what I mean? That's crazy. They gave that movie $150 million budget to sign, and they were like, yo, these accents though.
Yeah.
$150 million budget.
And we get 2 recognizable actors. The main villain, just some guy. This guy outside of Ralph's, he had a sick ponytail, and he's gonna be our Dracula. Sorry, our Dracula. Shut up.
Yo, that nigga's name was Dracula.
Yeah, it's Dracula. It's Dracula.
What'd you so you didn't like it? So what'd you think?
I was entertained. Overall, entertaining. I wouldn't be like, if someone's like, oh, do I have to watch it? Like, nah. If I will say this, if you like cheesy action movies, and you're not like, if you're like one of those people who likes critical movies and like writing and stuff, don't watch it.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: could you remake it and make it dope? Could you make a dope Van Helsing?
No, unlike some other ones where I was like, I think I could remake this, like Drumline and shit, where I thought I could remake it into a good movie. I don't think I can remake this into a better movie. It is what it is.
Why? Because you also want to keep the accents?
Yeah, I mean, it just, you know what I mean? It's just everything about it is just so ridiculous. I found nothing there to make it into like a critical movie.
That's interesting. I was like, wow, the Van Helsing character is cool. He fights all these cool like.
Oh, this is an interesting fact.
What?
The reason why he's called Gabriel is, I forgot what his real name in whatever universe he was first in isn't Gabriel, but the company that owned it owned the rights to Van Helsing. So Van Helsing in the movie is technically the real Van Helsing's younger brother, Gabriel.
See, that's cool.
That's interesting.
So that's what I'm saying. There's like, I bet if you got into the comic world of him and like deep dove and like made it dark, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I bet you there's because I was like thinking about it, like, man, I bet you like with today's graphics and shit, you can make a cool Van Helsing Netflix show.
I think
or
there's a show.
movie.
I think there's a Van Helsing show. When I was trying to search it up to watch it, I think I came across it. I didn't quite look it up.
Netflix, HBO, like Amazon. Like
it's a streaming show, yeah.
Okay.
But
because it seems like a cool, if you deep dive in it, I bet there's some cool shit in there.
What's it called? Van Helsing himself could probably be a really good story, and there's probably great stories around it.
Oh, no, this movie
in particular.
I agree. Yeah.
They ain't no helping it. It is this movie.
I feel like that you'd have to make some whole other cool Van Helsing shit.
Yeah.
Start from
Start over.
But get Hugh Jackman. Keep those accents.
I mean, what? Don't keep the accents.
We'll be back, and whenever we're back.
Yeah, we'll be back soon.
You don't know when. We back.
We back.
And we back. And we back. And we back. Trademark song. Licensed by us. What up, Hassan?
I'm good. What's up
with you? It's a different day.
That's same day. Oh, technically different day. It's after 12.
Yeah, nigga, it's a different day.
Yeah, this is Spoil the Beans After Dark over here. We never really film like
this. Is a night episode. Yeah, y'all don't even know, bro. This is a night episode tonight.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a lot of different feels, a lot of different emotions, and a completely different episode than normal by being the exact same.
Right.
As every other episode we've
ever done. It's only a second night episode.
What was the first night episode?
Beauty and the Beast.
Night episodes be going hard, nigga. Today's episode is one of my favorites. Shout out to Don't Tell Comedy, by the way. I got a Don't Tell Comedy shirt on. And if you ever want to go see a dope show, look up Don't Tell Comedy and subscribe. And then they do secret shows. Ooh. They do it's really like all over the country. Ooh. They do secret comedy shows with like famous people, like really famous people, and like people like at our level. And they're always really fun and awesome. So if you ever want to like do something cool for a date, go to a Don't Tell Comedy show. It's always pretty cool.
Yep. And I just farted.
That's how he feels about the show, by the way. Producers. Hassan, you ready for today's episode?
Yeah. Can you wipe the water off my laptop? It's bugging me.
Where is it?
Yeah. All right. Now I'm ready.
You ready?
Yes.
Oh, before we start, fuck. God damn it. I always forget this. Because every time I'm about to start, and then I forget this. Can you tell me really quick?
Yes.
What you think happens in the movie before I explain it to you, because that is what the podcast Spoil the Beans is. Mm-hmm. What do you think happens in the movie that you've never seen? Jack.
Oh. I was expecting more of a title, honestly. Prepared. Jack. Fuck. Okay, what do I know about Jack? It's a Robin Williams movie. I know that. What is it about? Fuck. This is probably what, early 90s, in the heyday of Robin? Early 90s, late 80s? Okay. It's about... Fuck. I have the poster in my head. It's about Robin Williams and his life to become... No. It's a biopic. No. Fuck. It's about Robin Williams, and he plays this guy who is mentally challenged, and he has the mind of a child, and he's like this old guy, and he's always been mentally challenged, a little Forrest Gumpy, maybe. He seems, he's a special kid. He has this aura of specialness about him, special guy. I don't know, maybe he's like going to school for the first time now. He's like able to go to school. He's finally able to do adult stuff. Not adult stuff, like stuff in the world. He's finally old enough mentally to be like, all right. And,
What's the conflict?
The conflict is he goes around town and, just does stuff. And people either like him or hate him.
Oh, some people hate him.
Oh, some people hate him.
Oh,
because they think he's a grown-ass adult. But really, he's just a kid.
What happens?
And he probably hangs out with kids and people think that's weird.
Oh, fuck. What happens?
Yeah. Eventually, but, he does these things so that brings the whole town together. And eventually, he dies, and everyone comes together after his death to realize what a special person he was. And that's Jack.
I mean, 73 for 73. You know what I mean?
Hitting these guesses, baby.
You don't get them wrong.
Yeah, that's just life. Some people are always right.
You and Genghis Khan. Just y'all two. Since the only people that I know personally that were logistically right every time. You and
Okay. Well,
look up your history.
There's debate on
look
that.
Up your history. look up your fucking history. You want to ruin this episode? Talk about Genghis Khan and how right he was.
We could. You want to go down?
I'll fucking do it.
You want to go down this path? Of course we can.
That was a great movie. You said.
Yeah.
About a retarded person.
It was basically. It was.
Your movie was Radio. You ever seen the movie Radio?
No.
Okay, you know what that movie with the...
Yeah, Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah, okay, because it was a mix of I like this. Yeah, some radio in there.
And it was Amelie as well. I don't know if you've ever seen Amelie.
What's that?
It's a really good French movie.
No. I've heard of that AMEL with the little fucking apostrophe over the top.
Yeah.
I've seen that shit.
Yeah.
Not seen the movie, but I've seen that poster. You know what I mean?
Right.
You had Radio in there, and then you also had a mix of... You seen Tropic Thunder?
Yes.
So you threw some Simple Jack in there.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Not really. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Oh, in Tropic Thunder, the Ben Stiller character.
Anything.
Oh, yeah, the Ben Stiller character, he ruins his career by doing a movie about a retarded person. And that's the whole scene, don't go full retard, all that.
Yeah.
You threw in that plot line. I don't know if it was in your subconscious, but the movie Simple Jack, you kind of threw that in there.
What I was thinking, it was just Amelie with a retarded guy. That's all it was when I was putting it together in my head.
Which is, the town thinks is a pedophile?
No, it's not that. There's no that part.
Oh, okay, that's where I was like.
That's where I diverged.
Yeah, it's like, well, you kind of threw some True Detective in there with the Indian guy, you kind of threw. You were all over the place with that one, but I like it.
Okay,
it's a good movie.
Okay, now what happens in the real movie?
Are you ready?
Yes.
I can tell you don't like your guess anymore.
No,
I like your guess.
I don't like my guess anymore.
Why? You make you feel stupid?
You're
like a fucking dumb fucking idiot who gets
fun,
that.
You're making fun of me now, and it feels bad.
But it's okay, buddy. Because I'm going to tell you what happens in the real Jack.
Okay, what happens in the real Jack?
You want to know who directed this movie?
Yeah. You know what? No. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I do want to know.
Yeah?
Yeah, I want to know.
Francis Ford Coppola, bro.
Oh, shit.
You ready?
Oh, shit. Okay. Whoa.
Oh, yeah. Because I was like, I don't know if you...
Whoa.
Yeah, what the fuck? You ready?
Whoa, this is Robin Williams, all right?
You ready?
All right. Wow. I'm ready.
You know that's and yes.
Okay.
Because you said because you asked for Francis, I gave that. I'll give you it's Robin.
Okay.
You know anyone else in this?
No.
Let's go for a Francis Ford Coppola's vision.
Yes. It's a jack off, everybody. It's a
jack off. It's a jack off, everybody. It's a jack off.
Get in here. It's a jack off.
It's a jack off. Everyone, the town. Bring the kitties.
Yeah, it's a jack off.
starts with a solo trumpet. And then you hear that trumpet kind of go. And you hear like that's kind of like Congo music playing.
Okay.
All right. Cut to humongous party.
Ooh.
Humongous party. Congo lines going. Hey! Halloween party. Everybody's dressed up in all kinds of outfits.
Okay.
Right? We see a witch.
Anyone in blackface?
Maybe. I didn't look.
Hopefully.
We see a witch. Behind her is a 10-man. They're leading the Congo line. Killing it. Pow, 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 right? The people, they're showing, the credits are rolling. They're showing people outside, like sitting down, like not in the Congo line, watching the Congo line.
Right.
And they're calling the girl in the witch outfit fat. Everybody's like, man, she's a fucking fat ass now. She's not, by the way. She's extremely hot.
Right. It's the 90s, though.
Okay, so all these women
or
are
80s. 90s or 80s?
96.
Well, you could call people fat back then.
Oh, yeah, 96?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Jordan's fucking second title? Sure, call him. I mean, third title.
Second title run. 96?
So this is fourth title.
Fourth title.
Yep.
96, 97, 98.
Yeah, you're right. Fourth title, definitely call people fat. Jordan's fourth title. That's how you measure time.
Yeah.
So in the 90s, for sure.
That's
how. In the 90s, that's the only way I measure time. Jordan's title runs. So the people are calling this chick fat, right? They're like these other kind of hot girls, but she's clearly hot. She's clearly hot.
Right.
So she's dancing, and she stops and she grabs her stomach a little bit. She's like, oh my God, right? And then she keeps dancing, right? And then people are, it shows that everyone's just partying their ass off. And then she goes off to the side, and she goes, oh my God. Right? And the 10-man goes, what's wrong? And she like comes over, he's like, honey, what's going on? And she goes, it's too soon. Oh, it's too soon. And she starts like really going having pain, right? So they rush her to the hospital. Okay? And then while the rest of the hospital, they're like, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. Is she okay? And then she goes, she's in her first trimester, but I don't know what's going on. The dad's kind of panicking. Like, He's like, she's in her first trimester. I don't know what's happening, So they're trying to go into the hospital, and like he's like really nervous, and like he can't make it through the metal detector, and he like empties out his pockets, and then the lady's like, sir, and he's like, what's going on? I can't fucking get through this thing. He has a complete 10-man outfit on, and he's like, it's really funny. And so they're talking to the nurse, and they're telling her, like, hey, she isn't due for another 7 months, blah, blah, blah. The doctors and the nurses are kind of confused because she's screaming in labor.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're like, oh, okay, we don't know what's going on. Maybe, and then she's like, oh, and they're like, she's going through contractions, we think. And then the doctor's like, it's too early for contractions. There's no way. You know what I mean? And then, the mom, by the way, is Diane Lane.
Diane Lane's hot.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, Diane
Not
Lane
fat,
is hot.
especially in this era.
Yeah.
She is so hot in this movie.
Yeah, I remember in 7th grade thinking Diane Lane was hot. She was like in her 40s.
Yeah, she would have been in her 40s then.
Yeah.
She's probably in her 30s in this.
Yeah, 7th grade was 2005.
Yeah.
This is 10 years.
Wow, you're right. 10 years later, this movie. Good career, this lady. Damn, like
long
killer,
career.
dude.
Yeah.
So, she's the mom in this.
Okay.
So she goes, by the way, like the doctor realizes right then, like, oh my God, this woman's fully dilated. Like what? Like he's panicking. Like
this is coming.
Everybody's like, what the fuck is happening, right? So she's screaming, and then she's like, oh my God, too soon. This is too soon. Ah! And then he's like, one more deep breath. She pushes him out, and then everybody's like, oh my God. And it's a full-grown, beautiful baby boy.
Oh, wow.
Okay? And everybody's all happy, and they're like, oh my God. She's crying. Everybody's crying.
It's a miracle.
And then she looks up. It's a miracle. It is. It's a miracle.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to interrupt you. I thought you had more to say.
No, I had no more to say.
Okay.
It's
It
a
is.
miracle.
I agree.
Yeah.
She's crying. The dad's crying. Then she looks up. She's like, don't you rust up on me, Tin Man. And it's a good moment, sweet moment. He's crying.
Who plays the dad?
You don't really know. I don't know. Okay. I don't even recognize him, really.
Okay.
So she goes, we'll call him Jack. Happy music starts playing, right? Like, but it's kind of like that 90s ass music, like a Streets of Philadelphia song.
The streets of Jackadelphia.
Streets of Jackadelphia. Right?
Yeah.
Jack comes across the screen, and then the credits roll as they're doing like the inspections on the baby. And you know it's a 90s movie because this lasts maybe 7 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This scene is, I'm gonna say 5% of the movie. You're not playing, dog. That's a big chunk when you really add it up. 5%? Damn.
Yeah, 90s movies really focus on the weird stuff in the beginning.
The credits.
Yeah.
Beginning. What is going on, 90s movies?
Yeah. 90s movies. Get your shit together.
Yeah. We got to keep watching these, guys. So, change that up. So this goes on for way too long.
Okay.
Cut to, they bring in this Asian doctor.
Nice.
All right? and he's talking about their son's condition. And his cells are developing 4 times faster than the normal rate.
Oh, God.
That's why he was born so fully healthy and happy, and he's fine. The parents are like, is he fine? They're like, he's fine. But they're like, but your son's pretty much, because they say it scientifically, and they're kind of confused, and then they go,
so premise-wise, is kind of the opposite of Benjamin Button.
Your son's internal clock is ticking faster than usual.
Okay.
Okay? Mm-hmm. But he's healthy. And they're like, absolutely. The doctor's like, absolutely, he's healthy. And then the parents are kind of confused, and the doctors are like, we're also confused. We've never seen anything like this. And then the dad goes, well, is he going to age like this forever? Mm-hmm. And then the doctor goes, this is only speculation. But if our calculations are right, at age 1, your son will be age 4. By age 10, your son could be a 40-year-old grown full man. Are you ready for this movie, son?
This is crazy.
Are you ready for this fucking movie, dude?
One doctor or a team of doctors?
Team.
This just reminded me of when I was...
It's like 2 or 3, a team.
Okay.
But it's a multiple group.
I remember for whatever reason, this has nothing to do with the movie, but the team of doctors on me never told this story out loud. I went to the doctors once because my lips were super chapped, and then they brought in a team of doctors to look at my chapped lips, and then that's all I remember. And then I remember thinking like, I guess this is interesting.
You know what's funny? No, I know what that is.
What?
Because that's happened to me. I know what that is.
What?
You were part of a
train or like a residency.
Yep.
For my chapped lips.
It's happened to me twice, and I asked, and then I found out.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I had so football junior year, you have to get physicals every year for football in high school, or for any football, organized sports, right? You have to get a physical. So I'm going to get my physical. The doctor said my heartbeat is fine. I was completely fine, but my heartbeat was irregular. It didn't beat like a normal beat.
Yeah.
So they brought in all these doctors just to look at it and show the students what it means.
Okay.
And then they all walked out, and then I'm sure when they walked out, they were like, "Oh, that guy's gonna be dead." And for sure, that guy is so dead. I know that's what they said. I can hear one guy say it, but so it's like, I think when something's just a little out of the ordinary,
right?
They bring in students to be like, "Hey, sometimes shit's just weird."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then we'll forever mess with the confidence of this kid.
Of these people. Make them feel like there's something absolutely wrong with them, and never tell them what it is.
Yeah, I always feel now my lips are abnormally chapped.
No. They're just, your lips are different than other people's, and they wanted to make you feel, they wanted to show some doctors.
You hear that, ladies? My lips are different.
Yeah, hey, bro, some 45-year-old doctor in fucking Colorado right now is like, oh, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
It's some other dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's true.
Like, it's weird, but that's true.
That's true.
So, 10 years later.
Ooh, okay. Oh, we're jumping ahead.
Oh. So, you see some kids. Mm-hmm. They're looking up at this house, and they go, "That's where he lives, man. I'm telling you, I've been here my whole life, and I know that's where he lives." It's these 4 kids, and they're spying on him. And they're like, they say he's a kid, but I think he's like age 40 or some shit. You know what I mean? And then they're like, "Oh, he's a freak." They're like, "Yeah, I think he's a freak or something." And then you see someone watching from the window, and they're making like weird, they're like beep, boop, boop, beep, making weird like little noises. Beep, boop, beep, beep, boop, boop.
Okay.
All right. And then one of the little kids is the super nerdy kid from my mom made that from the Little Giants.
Oh, wow.
He's one of the kids.
Wow, he had a good couple years.
Great. 94, 96.
Yeah,
Woo,
yeah.
2-year popping, son.
Right. Probably on heroin now. That's what happens to kid actors. They don't make it out well because Hollywood isn't for children. Too much cocaine.
God, he was in 2 back-to-back huge kids movies.
Yeah, that's bad. And
then, this one was with Robin Williams and Francis Coppola. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Oh, God damn, bro.
Yeah, dude. I hope he is okay somewhere. But probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Little Giants came out first, and then he did this too. So it's like, I'm thinking you're probably like, oh, baby, I'm fucking doing movies with Ed O'Neill. Now I'm doing movies with Robin Williams, Diane Lane, Francis Ford Coppola. And then, you definitely do heroin after that.
Well, what other high is there?
That's it, because you're there. You're in movie stardom now.
Yeah.
Damn, that is a lot to think about. God, you really turned that.
Yeah.
Damn,
well,
son.
You know.
So.
He's probably dead.
And the kids are arguing outside there about if he's dangerous and if he's a monster. You know what I mean? Like kid shit. You know what I'm saying? Stuff. And they're like saying how like apparently this teacher comes to his house every day. And then they show the teacher inside, and you hear a voice going, Jack. And they show the teacher. It's Bill Cosby.
Yo.
Oh, we going there.
Turn up.
Oh, we going there.
Oh, turn up. This is
how we do it. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Oh, Bill Cosby.
God, he must have been great in this movie.
Oh, of course, it's Bill Cosby.
Yeah, Bill Cosby.
With Robin Williams, bro.
Yeah. On screen, best father figure is Bill Cosby.
And he's playing a tutor, teacher figure.
Yeah,
so you know exactly. Yeah. You already know. You already know, bro. He plays such a good father figure because he's
a monster.
And we all have to deal with that, America.
Yeah.
We got to learn to cope. Like Francis Ford Coppola.
We all have to learn how to Coppola.
Coppola knew and still put him in this movie, nigga.
Everyone knew.
It's 96. Everyone knew at this point, son. 96?
Everyone knew, and it wasn't a problem because people are garbage.
What a good show that was.
Yeah.
So,
talent can take you so far.
Oh, God, he was so talented.
Yeah.
I mean, even in this movie. Yeah. So he's like, Jack, pay attention. Come on, Jack. And you see the 4 kids. You haven't seen Jack yet. You see them in the back outside. The 4 kids, they're arguing, and they're saying he must shave, and his mom must have took drugs, and that's why he's some old monster now. You know what I mean? And they're climbing the gate to his house, like not like just to look like like some Sandlot shit,
right.
To look up, over. And they're like, man, I think he's like, like I just want to see the monster, blah blah blah. And then they're like, oh, he sleeps up there, and they're looking at his room. And as they're saying all these rumors, Jack opens a window and he dips this toy eye down in goo. You see like a hand, and then you see the eye thrown, and then it lands, and then all the kids see this like gooey eye, and they're like, ah! And they all run away, right?
Yeah.
And then the kids are like, what the fuck? And then it shows Jack. We see Robin Williams, and he's all like he's all sad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He wants to play with kids.
Dude, are you ready for this movie, dude?
Is this one of those tug at your heartstrings movies?
Tug at your heartstrings. Me and Sam, I had to not let you see us because I couldn't, because you were going to know, oh, whatever this is.
Oh, good.
Are you already feeling it? I when I said he got
Yeah.
sad, I saw you, and it's Robin Williams, so the range.
Yeah. We're talking about one of the best actors of all time.
I can't believe, I mean, it's on the opposite list. I haven't, because I watched this and I was like, how have I not seen Miss Doubtfire?
Right.
Because everyone tells me about the range of Miss Doubtfire. Like, and they say Miss Doubtfire is one of his greatest movies of all time. It's like, and I'm looking at it like, damn, his range in this. I can't imagine his range in Miss Doubtfire.
You can play serious. I mean, Robin Williams, gem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 2 gems.
When he died, I remember where I was when he died.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's on some Michael Jackson shit.
Absolutely remember
He's on some
where
Michael
I was.
Jackson
Yeah.
shit. Absolutely. Jim. Yeah, you're right. I mean, only comedic actor on Eddie Murphy, I think, that is arguably in that realm of like, what it's so important to society, important to comedic acting, comedic acting, not take stand-up out of it.
I will say this. I think this is an interesting argument to have.
What?
I think Robin Williams has more range than Eddie Murphy.
No. I was talking about comedic acting.
Okay.
Comedic acting. These two, in my brain, took it to a level. The range, both of them have. Actor, Robin Williams, I'd say, is, of course, a better actor.
Right.
And I love Eddie Murphy. And that's not even a diss to Eddie Murphy, like on some. No, I think Robin Williams is one of the best actors of all time. Comedic acting, though, those two are the only. It's like just funny and able to do things that are funny with their body. You know what I mean? And like, whoa, you believe them.
Right.
That shit's like, Robin Williams, man. Holy fuck. You've seen Miss Doubtfire, right?
Yes.
It's on the opposite. Okay, because that's one that I've because now it's a movie that I can't wait to see, and like I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, I feel you. And you're just gonna have to wait.
Oh, you motherfucker! God, that's how you feel about everything, though.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for Kill Bill Volume 2.
Yo,
that was episode 5 or some shit.
He's only seen 1.
Yeah,
he's only seen Volume 1 of Kill Bill. He doesn't know how it wraps up. Amazing. So now we see our full lead, Robin Williams. He's running in the house and he falls.
Right.
And a camera goes up to him and it's this grown man face and he's like, like, right, just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Bill Cosby runs up and he's like, it's okay. Yeah. Come on, where does it hurt? And he's like, oh, my knee. And then he's like, oh, it's your knee? Or he's like, all right, I gotta fix it. I'll fix it. He's like, you fix it. He's like, okay, I'll bite it. He's like, no, don't bite it. He's like, don't bite it. Okay. I'll get the saw. We'll saw it off. He's like, no, don't saw it off. And then he grabs it. He's like, no, I'll get the saw. And then he grabs him. He rips his pants and like Bill Cosby's pants rip. And then like he laughs like a little kid. You know what I mean? Dude. And then it's the most.
Them two together, it must be amazing.
It was the most adorable and disturbing scene because you're watching and going, oh, this guy rapes women.
Yeah.
Because he's being so, like you said, being so like, just adorable, and they're just laughing, and it's funny, and it is funny.
Right.
You know, and then you're like, oh, this guy raped women.
Yeah. Yikes.
But that's why they need to air stuff like this.
Yeah.
So you can see two things that people are humans, you know, and monsters. So they're laughing and playing, right? And then Robin Williams like Bill goes back to teaching them.
Right.
Go back to and he's teaching them about history and Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Jack's not paying attention. And then he goes, hey, where are you, Jack? Jack, where are you? And he's looking, and he's like, outside. All right. So cuts back to downstairs. Bill's talking to the parents.
Right.
All right. And he's going, Jack just wants to be outside, blah, blah, blah. He suggests maybe it's time to send him to public school. Send him to school.
That's a scary thing to tell the parents.
Mom immediately freaks out.
Yeah.
She's such a great actress also, by the way.
Yeah.
Freaks out. He's not ready, blah, blah, blah. You know, he's not ready for that, all these things. Bill Cosby goes, I agree, but if you don't let him go, you're going to make him a public outcast as well. Yeah, which I thought was like, oh, that is how that happens.
Right.
When you put something when you don't let it just intermingle, because everybody gets over it when you let things just go.
Right.
You know? But if you don't, people never get over it. If you stay shuttered away,
right.
But now you're a thing.
You're also going to create a monster too.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you create a monster that way. So, and then she's like, oh, but everybody's going to be so mean to him, blah, blah, blah. And then Bill Cosby's like, I know, it won't be easy. But he said, just like every other kid who goes to school, he'll develop defense mechanisms. He'll learn, people will make fun of him, and he'll learn how to roll with it, take it, make fun of it. You know, he's saying all these,
right.
he's a psychiatrist as well. You know, Bill Cosby stuff. You know, Bill Cosby, he has to play a super smart doctor.
Yeah.
He is a doctor. He's Dr. Woodruff in this.
Yeah.
He's literally Dr. Huxtable.
He's got to be.
He's got a sweater on.
He's got to be positive. He's got to be. That's his whole thing.
He has to be portrayed in one way.
Black people. It has to be a educated black man.
Yep.
Who's a positive
figure in someone's life.
Yes, that's all his characters.
Gets darker the more you talk about it.
Right?
Don't it, Baba?
Right.
Because you're into serial killer. You know the mind of a serial rapist, serial killer.
Yeah.
Because you read, listen to those podcasts and stuff.
Right.
And then when you said that, I was like, oh, that sounds like some shit they would say.
Yeah.
On the thing of a person who's going to do that would have to portray themselves.
Sounds like Ted Bundy shit.
Yeah.
Whew.
Dark, bro.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really interesting, though, because that is how a kid develops defense mechanisms, is going to school and getting made fun of.
Right.
You know? So
that's how he learned to per se be funny.
It's how we literally get paid. This weekend we're gonna get paid for it.
Yep. That's how we survive. That's how I survive public school.
Me too, buddy.
Yeah.
I think everyone. I don't even think that's just a fun. I think that's we all figure out our ways to do it. But I use being funny.
You figure out your place.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we see. So they're talking about how mean kids can be, and they're like, "Oh, we don't want them to face that." Mm-hmm. And then Bill Cosby goes, "You got to look at his eyes, though." He goes, "At the end of the day, it's a child's eyes. He's a child."
Right.
And then as they're saying that, Jack is watching this butterfly hatch, and it's a beautiful shot. Also, there's a couple shots in this. You're like, "Oh, Francis Ford Coppola directed."
Yeah.
Beautiful shot, Robin Williams with the blue eyes and this butterfly hatch, and then he's just you know. And then Bill says how if you don't do this for him, you're gonna let his life pass him by. And that's not fair to him. Right? And the mom's like, you know. So at night, him and his mom, they're playing a game with the lights off.
Only child?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're playing this crazy fun game with the lights off, right? They're just having this great time. And the dad is downstairs, he's working, but he's laughing to himself because he can hear the mom and the son just upstairs playing.
Right.
So they get done playing, and then they're laying down, and she goes, is something wrong, Jack? If something's wrong, you can always tell me. And then he goes, Mom, am I a giant? It's crazy this is a 40-year-old man doing this, but you believe as a 10-year-old, my nigga. And then she goes, no, of course not. And then he goes, well, is that why I can't go to school? She goes, no, honey, it's lots of things. And he goes, what things? And then she's like, well, we'll talk about this later. He goes, when? And she goes, just not now. It's bedtime. And he goes, okay, night, Mom. And then he runs off, and she kind of drops her head like what's she gonna do? You know what I mean? The parents are laying in bed, and they're nervous, and they're talking about, oh my God, we're gonna send him. Let's do it. We're gonna send him to school, but what's gonna happen? Mom's freaking out. You know what I mean? And then you see they show Jack in bed, and he's having a bad dream, right? And then finally he comes in, and this is such a funny shot, bro, because it's Robin Williams in pajamas and shit, nigga. And he comes in, and he's he peeks his head in and shit, and they're like, hey buddy, what's going on? He's like, I can't sleep. I had a bad dream. Can I sleep in here? And they're like, of course, bud. And he goes, Stimpy too? And he holds up a Ren and Stimpy doll. And they're like, of course, Stimpy. And then he runs and he jumps in this bed, bro. And he's the whole bed.
Right.
He's so big, right?
Right.
And then he's just making room for himself. And then he kisses his parents goodnight. And it's fucking Robin Williams. And then he lays down and he goes like to sleep. And then the dad looks at the mom and he's like, and then the mom goes, you sure he's ready for school? She looks at him and Dad goes, he'll be fine. He goes, it's the rest of the world I'm worried about.
It's a good line.
Yeah, right? And then they go to bed, right?
Yeah.
Right? Oh, man, good, yeah. So right when they go to sleep, they cut the lights off. It's quiet for a second. And then he just starts snoring like our friend Brian Simpson. You know what I mean? Just... and the
like an old 40-year-old man.
Just a 40-year-old man just snoring his ass off.
Yeah.
So they wake up the next morning, right, with the Bay Area radio going. So they're in
the Bay.
In San Francisco.
Yeah, most of Robin Williams...
He always shouts out his hometown.
Yeah. I assumed he was in the Bay.
Yep, right? He's crazy. I didn't have to say it, but it felt like this feels like a Bay Area movie.
Yeah, this seems like... So something you said in the beginning, I was like, this feels Bay Area. I forgot what it was. I was going to ask, but it was very early.
We don't really know until this moment.
Right.
Because it's like, good morning, San Francisco. You know what I mean? Bay Area, we're going to the weather and blah, blah, blah. So... Jack wakes up and he's so excited. First day of school, right? And his dad's in the bathroom and his dad's helping him shave. He's like, Dad, I can do it. Dad, come on, I can do it, Dad. And he cuts himself. He's all mad. He's like, Dad, I can do it.
You're 10-year-old to shave. That sucks.
Oh my God, it'd be awful. Your dad has to help you.
Yeah.
Right? So the mom's downstairs packing his lunch and it's just so many cookies and snacks. It's like so many cookies. It's like bags of cookies and snacks, bro. So they walk us in there. Are you ready for school? He goes, yeah. And
Man, I miss those days when Mom would pack lunch.
Oh, dude, it's the best.
Oh,
the best.
That made me sad.
I missed all the other little things that I saw in the zoo. Like, I will get there. But we'll get there.
Okay.
So he goes, and then he lives literally next door to the school.
Okay.
Like he walks outside. The camera bends to the left, and you see the school. Yeah, like a great shot. You know what I mean? And he's like, his parents walk him in. He meets the principal, Mr. McGee, and he's like, hi, Mr. Magoo. You know, and then they go, you want to meet your class, buddy? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, come on, you want to meet your class? He's like, yeah. He's like, come on, you got to be louder, buddy. You want to meet your class? Yes! Okay. And they're walking him down the hallway, and they're like, what do you think, Jack? He's like, this is humongous and hecka cool. And they're like, yeah, it is pretty hecka cool. I think so. Thank you, Jack. I like my school too, right?
Yeah.
And he's looking at all the arts and crafts on the wall, and he's just like, you know what I mean? Because it's just like all the kids' arts and and I miss that. Remember when you walk down the hallway and like there's just art and stuff on the wall, like from other classes and shit, and just like lockers and things like that. Like, oh damn, you're never gonna see that again. You know, like from that perspective.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, wow. Now I'm nostalgic and sad.
Right, you remember that? You just like went down the hallway and there'd just be stuff on the stuff everywhere, you know? So
I remember in second grade we had my favorite thing is we had a counter of the first 100 days of school.
Oh, I remember cool stuff like that. I do remember cool stuff like that, man. Yeah. Damn,
bro. Second grade we had a countdown to the year 2000.
That was we were second grade. Damn, I was in
fourth grade.
Yeah.
Damn. We all there's the year 2000 was on the board.
Yeah,
in
that was a big deal.
We colored it in, and we colored it.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Until it was 2000.
I remember that kind of stuff. I think our school did a countdown for it. Like as a big there was like a big board for it. Right. Damn, I remember like for Christmas or like Halloween, like all the different themes too that you walk to school and then everybody's class would be decorated and shit. All that cool shit.
Yeah.
So they're walking him down the hallway, and then they get to the class door, and the mom goes, "Honey, if anybody's mean to you, just tell your teacher, okay? And they'll call me, and I'm gonna come down here and kill them." He's like, "Okay, Mom."
That's funny. He could easily take them.
Yeah, but the mom was like, Diane Lane kills because you believe her too. She's like she's clearly overprotective of what would be a special child. You know what I mean?
A special child.
So she hugs them. They leave. They show our teacher. It's a hot 1996 young
George Clooney. That'd be so funny if this was a dude.
Yo, it might as well be.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Jennifer Lopez.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Come on.
Whoa.
Come on.
Oh God.
Hey now.
Oh God. Last time she was in a movie, she died early.
Uh-oh.
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 No. That's
Is this another Jersey girl?
Yeah. Is Jennifer Lopez gonna get Jennifer Lopez?
Oh yeah, dude. She is so. What I mean prime. Her prime.
Yeah.
96. Oh, just drop dead gorgeous. So They go, Jack, this is Miss Marquez, your 5th grade teacher. And then they turn to the class, and then you see another little kid from Little Giants. Remember the little black quarterback on the team?
Yeah.
He's in this.
The black QB?
Yeah.
Dope.
Dude, both. I bet him and that other kid probably were like,
we're killing it. Yay! Cut to. How old are you? 13?
Fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers playing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
This dude is fucked up. Cameron Diaz had to go to rehab when she was like 10.
Yeah, bro.
Not Cameron Diaz. Drew Barrymore. Sorry.
Yeah. You said that name, and I was like, maybe that's right, but I know he means a child star, and it could have been Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, it was Drew Barrymore. E.T. fucked her up. And she had to climb back out of that hole.
Dude, E.T. And then she had another dope-ass kid movie, too, that she was in, where she is superpower. She's a fire starter.
Oh, I've never seen it.
Man, such a good such a good movie. She's a villain in it. It's amazing. Oh, wow. She's a kid. It's amazing. Scary. So you see the little black kid, right? And then he walks in, and then all the kids are like, whoa, no way. Like, he looks like my dad, all these like stuff. And then, the teacher goes, welcome to our class. Everyone, this is Jack Powell. And she's like, the class sitting there. She's like, say hi, class. I was like, hi, Jack. So she goes, I'm sure some of you are curious, so let's just get some questions out of the way now. Go ahead. Who has a question for Jack? And then everybody sits there all nervous. Nobody says anything.
Yeah.
Right? And then she's like, really? Nobody? She's like, okay, well, I've got questions then. Jack, when's your birthday? And then Jack's like, September 12th. And then the little black kid goes, 1902. And then everybody laughs, right?
Yeah.
And then,
good joke.
Good joke. You got him.
Yeah.
Quick zing. I'm not mad at the quick zing.
Ow.
So the next thing, though, she asks him what kind of food he doesn't like. And then he goes, I hate broccoli because he gives you farts. And then the class kind of like, some people laugh. Like, didn't expect him to like, oh.
Funny kid.
Talking about farts.
Yeah.
Farts are always good. And then, right, she's like, all right, that's, she laughs. And she's like, well, go ahead into your desk, Jack, and, I hope you like it here. All right, kids, take out your geography books. Remember geography? Geography class?
I don't.
You never took a geography class? Like when you were a little kid, like in like this, like 4th, 2nd, 3rd grade.
I must have. I don't remember.
I remember though, because I remember that class. It was like it was just when you were first time learning about like locations and like like cities and shit.
I don't remember the content of the schooling. I just remember like all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like playing Foursquare and stuff like that.
Foursquare. That's so funny.
Yeah. Butts up.
Heads up, 7-Up. You remember
Heads up, 7-Up. I remember that.
Remember that one? That was a fun one. So he goes to his desk and he squeezes in and he can barely fit, obviously.
Right.
He's a 40-year-old fucking man.
Right.
So he's sitting there like this and he's sweating and the kids are all laughing at him like because he's just like trying to get comfortable. And then he tries to reach for his bag and when he does and the desk just tips over and then he gets up and like the desk is like connected to him. He's just killing. He's just very physically hilarious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
it's funny they didn't think of a bigger desk.
Yeah, they didn't even come across their mind.
Yeah.
This kid probably not gonna fit in this desk.
Right.
So he goes to sit in another desk, and then it just breaks. And the kids lose their fucking minds.
Right.
So he's at recess, and he's watching all the kids. And some of the other kids, they're all, like, looking at him all weird, right? And he's kind of playing by himself. And he's just, like, playing, like, walking back and forth, playing, like, by himself. And then he notices one kid looking at him, and he goes, "Arr!" And then the kid runs away. And he's like, the dog always gets him, right? Like, to himself. Really funny. So they show the 4 kids who were outside the gate in the beginning of the movie, right?
Right.
The nerdy kid, then this main kid named Lewis. And like he's like, oh man, I'm nervous. Like you think he's gonna kick our butts for being at his house, blah blah blah. Then the Lewis kid, like he pulls out the eyeball that he threw, and he kind of holds it up. And Jack looks at it and he smiles, and then like he smiles, and then right then another kid throws a basketball at him, like giving him shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like these mean kids walk up, and the black kid is of course on the mean.
Of course,
team.
he's a bad guy.
Always.
Yeah.
He's always a bad guy. So they go.
It's funny he's like 12 years old and already typecast.
Typecast.
Yeah.
So they go, hey Victor, right? The Lewis kid, the kid with the eye. He goes, hey Victor, man, why are you always bothering me? He goes, man, because you're a loser, right? He goes, man, you're just mad because you have exactly disease. And then the Victor kid's like, what's exactly disease? He's like, it means your breath smells exactly like your butt. And everyone's like, oh!
Damn, dude, coming with the fucking zingers,
bang,
bro.
Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, what is this?
And then the kid's like, oh, that's pathetic. And he goes, oh, man, whatever. Losers say what? And the kid goes, what? And he goes, oh, loser. And then all the kids are laughing at him, right?
Shit, dude, he's hitting him with the bangers, man.
Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
Bang, 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 bang. Oh my God! Oh my God! He's shooting at us.
Which is, I guess that's more relevant than a joke about the ¡90s. But
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's funny. In the '90s, it was just zingers. Today, it's
bang, bang, bang.
Mom, help! Yeah. That's today. That's right.
So these two girls come up, right? Mm-hmm. And they're calling Jack a freak. These two little, like they're younger, even younger than him. They're like even younger than the grade he's in. Right. And they're like they poking him, and the girl goes, "My friend Jane says you're a freak." And then Jack goes, "Who's Jane?" And the girl goes, "I'm Jane. You're a freak." Right? And then they keep poking him. He's like, "Don't poke me, or I'm gonna tell on you guys." And then like he goes, "How old are you?" And he goes, "I'm 10." They go, "You don't look 10, blah, blah, blah. Why are you so hairy? Why do you have hair? Like, why your nose look like have hairs and stuff?"
Right.
He's like, "Well, how old are you guys?" And they're 8. He goes, "Well, yeah, well, you guys have 4 eyes," right? And they go, "Oh, don't say that." And then he's like, "Yeah," like he got him really good. And they kind of walk off, right? So the cool kids are crushing the loser kids in basketball.
Right.
Just beating the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Okay. The ball gets knocked over to Jack. And then they're all looking at him like kind of weird. And then Lewis goes, "Hey, man, how about a little help?" And then Jack reaches down to throw it over, and he grabs it. And then all the other mean kids go, "Oh, man, I'm not playing anymore. I'm not touching that ball. Yeah, he contaminated the ball, man. That guy, he's a fucking loser. Fuck that guy, Yeah, fuck that dude. He's a fucking sicko. We're going to get AIDS from him pretty much." You know what I mean?
Right.
And so he's holding the ball right, and then the bell rings, and then all the kids kind of run in like back to class laughing. And he's just holding the ball. And then Rob Williams, he's so good. He's just holding the ball, and he looks so scared. He drops the ball, and then he goes, like, you know what I mean? Like
he has something.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, I should I shouldn't have touched the ball."
Yeah. It was my fault. Oh my God.
Yeah. Such a good actor, dude.
Right.
So that night, Jack's at home, and you hear him sliding down the steps in a cardboard box. Right? And then his mom goes, "Hey, Jack, honey, I made sloppy joes for dinner." And you hear him go, "I'm not hungry." And she goes, "Oh, come on, Jack, it's your favorite, sloppy joes." He's all sad. And she's like, "Well, what? Come on, I made your favorite dessert, chocolate pudding. It's still warm. Come on, come lick the spoon." He's like, "I'm not hungry."
Come on. In a movie with Cosby, we got chocolate pudding? What's really
what
are we, on brand here?
What's really going on?
Yeah, what's happening?
She goes, "Oh, it's your favorite." He goes, "Not anymore, Mom." And then he scoots away in his like sad box, right?
Right.
So the dad comes home, and then the mom's all frustrated. She's like, "What happened?" And she's like, "Oh, the people were making fun of him and other kids and blah, blah, blah. He's just not used to that, Ryan, and I don't know what to do." And the dad's like, "It's okay. I'll go talk to him. And then he goes outside and he goes, "Hey, man, Mom made sloppy joes. It's your favorite. What's going on?" And he goes, "Mom hates sloppy joes." And he goes, "Let me tell you something, buddy. All adults hate sloppy joes. But we make them to cheer up kids, when they're having a bad day." And then Jack starts riding his bike around the driveway, right? And the dad's running with him, and he's talking to him, trying to just cheer him up. Like, "Hey, man, remember when I taught you how to ride this and blah, blah, blah. It wasn't too long ago, huh? Now look at you, riding like a pro." He's like, "Oh, thanks, Dad." He goes, "All right, well, if you need anything, son, just give me a holler, okay?" And the dad goes back in the house. He goes, "Hey, Dad." He goes, "Yeah?" He goes, "Can we get a basketball hoop?" And the dad's like, "Yeah, of course."
Yeah. Also, oh my God, he would murder these kids at basketball.
So he goes, the next day, Jack, like it's a couple days later,
right.
Like time's passing. Jack he crawls into, remember those circular tubes?
Yes.
You can crawl. Yeah. So he crawls in one of those to eat his lunch alone.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to be around. He's scared. He's nervous.
Scared, yeah.
So J-Lo sees him. She sees him crawling there eating, and she's like, oh, she feels bad. So she walks over, and she goes, "Hey, in there. How are you, Jack?" And he's like, "Hey, Miss Marquez." And she goes, "What you eating on?" And he's like, "Gummy bears." And she goes, "Ooh, can I have one of the red ones? Those are my favorite." He goes, "Yeah." And he gives her a red one. She's like, "Oh, I love these." And he's like all happy, right? And then she goes, "So how do you like it so far?" And he goes, and then right then the two little girls that were messing with him the other day, they walk by and they go, "Miss Marquez and Jack sitting in a tree, KISSING," right? And then as they keep singing the song as they walk off, and then Jack kind of puts his head down, and then she goes, "Oh, it's gonna be okay, Jack. Can I take another one of those for lunch?" And then he goes, "Yeah." He gives her another red one. And she goes, "If anybody else bothers you, you come tell me, okay?" He goes, "Yes, ma'am, Miss Marquez." And then she walks off and she goes, "You two girls, come here." And then you hear her like getting on the two girls, right? "I'm going to take you to your teacher. That was not nice. That was really rude, blah, blah, blah." But the camera pans over, right? And you see the cool kids messing with the nerd kids again. And they're like, "Come on, let's play again so we can kick your butts again." And one of the kids goes, "Hey, man, I'm not in the mood to just get like murdered today at basketball."
Right.
Right? And then Lewis goes, "All right, well, you don't have to play. Hey, new kid, I'll pick him." And then the kids are like, "No, you can't pick the new kid, blah, blah, blah. He's weird. He's a freak, blah, blah." He's like, "Oh, well, if you're scared to play him." And then the black kid goes, "Man, I'm not scared of that guy. We never lose. Come on, he can play." And they go, "All right, come on over, man." And Jackie runs over and he's all nervous. And he goes, hey, man, you shoot hoops? And he's like, yeah, with my dad. And he goes, okay. Well, you're going to be on our team, right? He goes, okay. And then they go, losers take out. So, you guys take out, and all the kids, right? And so the losers got to take out the ball. Right. Now all the kids are coming around the court to watch.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, okay.
This is interesting.
And then J-Lo's watching, and she's like, oh, no. She's kind of like really nervous. Like, this, I don't know how this is going to go.
Right.
Because also it did hit me like, oh, man, if one of these kids like were to get into a fight with him, he could murder them.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know if I was one of the cool kids, I'd be like, no, we can't. How are we gonna guard this guy? He's like a foot and a half taller than everybody. That's not fair.
And he's a man.
Yeah, that's a grown ass man.
Bro, Robin Williams in '96. You know what he looked like in '96. Okay, that nigga was Goodwill Hunting. That's what he looked like.
Yeah. And I don't know if he could hoop, but he could definitely hoop better than some 10-year-olds.
Even if he never touched a basketball in his life, he's killing them.
Yeah.
Killing them.
Just on defense alone.
Fucking the Kim Mutombo, bro.
Yeah, they got to take outside shots only. There's no in the paint. And this is 96. The outside game doesn't really exist like that, It's not Steph Curry time.
Oh, my God, you're so stupid.
Yeah, this is a bad deal for the cool kids.
Yeah, they're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So, Lewis tells him, hey, man, all you got to do, just stand under the hoop, and I'll feed you the ball. And Jack's like, okay. So he stands under the hoop, and he's like, all right, put your hands up, man. Play defense. And Jack's like, just got his hands up, and he's all nervous. And then the kids run up, and they score on him really easy.
Right.
First game, because he's just standing there with his hands up. And then Lewis goes, come on, Jack, you got to move your feet, man. You got to move your feet. So now Jack's like this. He's just, and then another kid runs up and lays it up again. Right. He goes, no, man, look, when they run up with the ball, you just got to block them, okay? Just block them. It's like, okay. So the kid runs up again, the black kid, and he just goes, boom. Like, just sits the kid down, takes it, puts it back up. Everybody goes, ah! Right? So he starts jumping up. He's so happy. He's like so happy, bro. He's like, you did it, right? And then the kids are high-fiving him. And then the other nerdy kids are on the side, and they start going, defense. Defense. And everybody starts doing it. Defense, right? And then he scores again, and everybody's like, yeah. And then he chest bumps with Lewis, and like there's goofy music playing in the background, like the Harlem Globetrotter music.
Okay.
Like that kind of shit. Yeah. And so he chest bumps with Lewis. Yeah.
You ever watch the Harlem Globetrotters? You ever go to a game?
I never went to an actual game, but I've seen them. I've seen them at halftime performances, but I've never gone to their actual game.
Well, it's very much for kids.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much you'd like it now, but as a kid, fire.
I can't imagine.
Fire. This was back in 2003-ish when I watched them.
Uh-huh.
And this is right after Joe Horn did the thing. So with the cell phone. So one of the things they did is that they ran like a football play to score, and then the guy picks up the pylon underneath the hoop and then takes out his cell phone, and the crowd went nuts.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet they went fucking apeshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, they were always fun to watch. Every time I did see them. I only saw them at Memphis Grizzlies halftime performances.
Okay.
So, he scores again, and then now he's like talking shit. He's like, losers take out, and everybody's going crazy. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then J-Lo's cheering for him, and then he goes from outside and he shoots one and he makes it, and everybody's like, even more crazy. You know what I mean?
He's got a jump shot too. That's
he's got
unfair.
a jump. Yes, that would change the game in like entirely.
Yeah.
And then he steals it and scores again. And he starts doing like a funky chicken dance, and everybody starts looking at him crazy. And then I love this. The Lewis kid starts doing it with him, like that. And then the nerdy kids all start doing it, right?
Yeah.
And then everybody's like looking at him, and they're just like, fuck. And I mean, it's so cool. Like, oh, bro, I love.
Good moment.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
He has friends.
Oh, dude.
It's good for him, man.
So they're all going nuts, and then like pretty much like a brawl breaks out on the court. Like they all jump on him to try to stop him, and then he still scores, and then he's like, and the kids are just going nuts, right?
Yeah.
So it cuts back to them in class, and J-Lo's telling them how they're all gonna have to write an essay that's gonna be due by the end of the semester.
Right.
And the essay is gonna be, what do you want to be when you grow up? Okay.
Whew.
And they have to the end of the semester to finish it. And then as she says this, a kid goes, Miss Marquez, I want to be a gynecologist. And she looks at him, and she goes, well, if that's what you want to be, you better have a really good reason why. And then he goes, well, you're the reason why, Miss Marquez. Kids movie.
What a smooth kid.
Dude, crazy smooth.
Yeah.
Right?
This is how teachers get caught fucking.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Yeah, it's like
saying,
smooth
dropping
line.
gynecologist lines on
Yeah.
So, at J-Lo's going around the class, right, and then she whispers in Jack's ear. She goes, we're going to have to change your name from Jack to Shaq. Good job out there, buddy. And then he's like, he lights up, right?
Right.
So Lewis is talking to his friends at the after school, right? And he tells his friends, meet him in the treehouse in an hour.
Right.
He's like, all right, okay. He goes up to Jack and he's like, yo, great game today, man. And then he says, hey, but I needed one more favor from you. And Jack's like, well, what kind? He goes, follow me. So they walk around the back of the school. He goes, listen, my mom's coming to meet the principal today. Jack goes, okay. He goes, well, if my mom meets the real principal, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. And Jack's like, he goes, look, you got to do this for me. He goes, I can't do that, man. There's no way. And he's like, getting all nervous. And he's a killer kid. He's like, dude, I can't. Yeah. He's like, please. And then he takes his book back from me. He's like, you can do this, man. And then the mom walks up and like, he says, hey, mom. And the mom, a sexy ass, 1996 in her prime, Fran Drescher. Hi, honey.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Cass is crazy, dude.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. She was big at this time, too. This is
96.
Nanny is in full force.
Tits look amazing. Nice. Dude, she is so hot in this.
Yeah.
So hot in this. So she goes, where's the principal? And then he's like, oh, hey, mom, this is, here he is right here.
Funny Fran Drescher.
Oh, come on. She's the best voice. So what an awesome, recognizable voice.
Yeah.
Get you voiceover work forever, dude. That kind of shit.
We got her a fucking sitcom.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, Nanny was on for a long time.
And then all these kind of movie roles. She's been in all, like these kind of movie roles. She's been in.
Yeah.
She had a crazy run on Friends.
Yeah.
Crazy run.
Friends?
Oh, she was Matt LeBlanc. What's his character's name? Chandler Bing.
Oh, Chandler Bing.
She dates Chandler Bing for like through seasons, bro. Where she keeps coming back and like coming back in his life and like ruining it, and it's awful because he hates her, but he can't break up. Huh?
She's Janet? I thought that was a different person.
No, she's I don't know what her name, but there's a character in the show that has the whole reason he keeps breaking up with her.
It's her annoying voice.
Yeah. But she comes back like 6 seasons through Friends, bro. It's crazy.
That's her?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a different person for whatever.
There's only one person who sounds like that.
That's fair. That is fair. You're right.
So she goes, where's Principal McGee? I just talked to him, honey. I just talked to him on the phone. And then he goes, he's not here. And she goes, what? And then Jack goes, he got diarrhea. And she goes, oh. And he goes, yeah, real bad case of the squirts. She goes, a little too much information, but okay.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, he had to go to the hospital. And then the mom goes, all right, well, honey, she gives her son some chocolate mousse. She goes, eat this chocolate mousse ice cream. Go over there. I'll talk to the principal about, everything that's going on, okay? And then right when he walks away, she just starts complaining about how kids don't listen, blah, blah, blah. And then Jack goes, what? And then she asks if he's married. And he goes, no, I'm not married. And she goes, oh, divorce. Honey, me too. Let me tell you about it. She just keeps going on. She's just talking, right?
Right.
So, she's saying how, she found dirty magazines under his bed, blah, blah, blah. But she doesn't know what to do because, she's by herself and it's just such a tough age. And then Jack goes, yeah, it's a tough age. And then she goes, well, how's he doing? Because he was failing. So has he been improving in his classes? And then he goes, yeah, he's improving. He's on a roll. She goes, really? My baby's on a roll? And then he's like, yeah, he's rolling along. Really? Rolling along. Okay. Right? She's just taking it. And then he goes, yeah, I would say he's the smartest kid in the whole school. And then he turns around, he's like this. And then the kid's like,
yeah.
Right? And she's like, oh, great. He's doing like weird shit with his hands while he's talking. Like he doesn't know what to do with them. So he's doing like, yeah, he's really smart,
Yeah.
And then the mom.
And she's like, interested.
Yeah, she's like, you're weird. Like she's loving it, right?
Yeah.
So the mom, of course, asks him out on a date.
Yeah.
All right. She goes, you want to go out and get some lunch sometime? And the kid watching goes, oh no.
Yeah.
Right? And then she gives him his number and tells him this club that she always goes to. She's there every night. Just come meet her there. Right. And then right then the kid walks back over to break it up. Right.
Yeah.
And then she goes, well, call me, honey, if you want to talk about Lewis or anything, And then right then the mom says, she's like, all right, Lewis, I'll see you back at the house, honey. I got to go back to work. She kisses him and she leaves. They look at each other. They go, oh, my God. They celebrate. They can't believe they pulled it off, right? He goes, man, I owe you so much, dude. He goes, all right. He goes, I'm sorry about my mom hitting on you. He goes, don't worry about it. And then he goes, maybe I'll see you this weekend, pal. And he's like, oh. And then he gives him his ice cream that his mom gives. Here, you can have this. And he eats it, and then he fucking sprints home. Like, it's great shots of him just sprinting home, bro. He's running home like fucking Willy Wonka, Charlie Factory shit.
Yeah.
And he sprints, and he gets home. He's like, Mom!
Willy Wonka, Charlie Factory.
Shit.
Okay.
That's what I said. Willy Wonka, Charlie Factory shit.
All right, cool. Just making sure.
Yeah, I just wanted you to get it right.
Yeah, okay.
So, Mom! Sprints, he runs in, and
he made a friend.
Yeah, and his mom's like, what,
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
they
Makes
call
me
his
happy.
dad. Oh, dude, wait, the waterworks, but whole movie.
Yeah,
because it's just the shots and just him and just and so the photographer, his dad, he calls his dad, who's a photographer.
Right,
his dad's taking pictures of these, pretty much like porn, bro. These women are by like these big carrots, but their tits are out.
Instagram hoes of the 90s.
Yeah. Instagram hoes of the 90s. It was
Yeah.
pretty much like a penthouse magazine type picture for the 90s, you know? And he's calling his dad to talk about it, like how he dominated basketball. He's like, and I met a cool kid named Lewis, and he, his mom gave me some matches with a club on it and told me I could meet her there. And Lewis has dirty magazines, and I got to be principal for a day. And his dad's like, oh, okay, all right, buddy. Like, what are you talking? You know what I mean? And he's like, and the teacher ate my red gummy worm. And what are you doing, Dad? And he's like, I'm shooting an ad layout, son. He's like, oh, that sounds boring. He's like, well, I gotta go, and I want you to know that you're the number one dad. And one more thing, Dad, no more hugs in front of the guys because that makes me look really lame. And Dad's like, oh, okay, buddy.
Yeah.
So
classic kid.
Right then, Lewis, he's coming to their door.
Right.
He's coming to their door, and he's about to knock, and he hears people screaming inside. And he's like, what the fuck is that? Right. And then finally he knocks, and then the mom answers, and she's dressed like a complete Power Ranger. And you're like, oh, her and the kid were. You tell, oh, she was fighting. Like you can tell, like, oh, they were fighting.
Yeah.
Like they were like playing like make believe fight. Yeah, you're right. And then he goes, hey, can Jack come out and play? And she goes, and he goes, oh, I know Jack from school. And she goes, oh, well, hi, I'm Miss Powell. Nice to meet you. He goes, I'm Lewis. We were wondering if Jack would be able to sleep over tonight at our treehouse. And she's like, oh, well, I don't know about that. I'd have to check with him and see. And then right then you see Jack sprinting down the stairs, already dressed, backpack to go, bye, Mom, love you. And then he runs out. And she's like, oh, okay, Jack, have fun, be safe. And then you see him sprinting down the street. Dude, he's so happy, right? They get on their bikes, they go riding, right? So, and then she's like, the mom's just kind of like.
Yeah, she can feel it. Like,
yeah,
like, growing up.
Yeah. So Jack and Lewis, they're riding their bikes, and Lewis goes, so how fast do you grow up, man? He goes, I like 4 times as fast as you, right? And then they start bonding and like cracking jokes about his problem, and he's like telling him about it, like, you know what I mean?
Damn, he's at most he has 10, maybe 15 years left, maybe.
So they go up to Lewis's treehouse.
Yeah.
All right, and it's self-built. It looks all this cool. You tell like they built it themselves, right? And it's like, oh, it's this cool, dope looking treehouse.
Right.
And it's completely dangerous though. Definitely also that way. Like it looks cool, but it's like, oh wow. Like as he's walking up, you can hear it creaking and wobbling and all that shit. Can't hold his weight, probably. Right?
Yeah.
So, and then he's like, is it safe? And they're like, yeah, it's safe. Don't worry about it, right? So Lewis goes up to the treehouse, and he goes, hey man. He looks down. He's like, don't worry. The other kids are gonna love you. Like I'm just gonna talk to him. So he goes up and he tells him, hey, I brought Jack. He's gonna sleep over with us tonight. And the kids all go, no. He's a freak, man. Come on. He's not like it was cool, but like he's not like I don't know if he should be sleeping with us and all that shit. And then the Lewis kid goes, man, be cool, guys. He shot hoops with us today, and he was awesome. And B, he did me a dope favor. And they go, what? And he goes, look what he picked up on the way over here. And then Lewis pulls out one of his dirty magazines. Dude, what a dope friend.
Yeah.
What a dope friend.
Yeah.
Right? And they go, right? And they go, and then he tells them this dope story about, yeah, man, so we went to this cool gas station and Jack just walked in all cool, got the dirty mag, no prob. And they were like, whoa, right? And then one of the kids go, wow, I wish I was a freak so I could do stuff like that. And then the Lewis kid goes, hey, man, cool it on the freak stuff, dude. All right, he's a cool guy, and he needs to be a part of our crew. I say he's in, you know? And then they show, the camera pans down, and you see Jack looking up, and he's like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, immediately, yeah, bro. Because he's just so, like, you just remember, it's like, all the feels.
Yeah, and it's just feeling like you're a part of something.
Oh, man.
It's important.
And a cool friend when you have a cool guy who has your back.
Right.
And the magazine moment got me. That's what got me. I was like, oh, that's such a dope thing to make all your friends be like, oh, that guy did what?
Yeah, he can. He's part of the crew. He has a purpose.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
So they
the essay is what do you want to do when you grow up?
See, it's all coming together this movie, huh?
Oh man.
So he comes upstairs, right?
Right.
And he's so big, and it's just he's knocking everything over.
Right.
And So they go, man, they're talking to him. They're like, Jack, you bought that nudie mag? He's like, yeah, I buy them all the time, right? And they go, wow, what else do you do? He's like, I buy other grown-up stuff that only grown-ups can read. And they go, whoa, they don't even ask for your ID? He goes, nope, all I got to do is not shave and I look 50. And they go, whoa, they're all like so impressed, right?
Yeah.
So he's talking to the nerdy kid about how cool beards are and how growing one's cool. And then they're looking at naked girls in the magazine. And then one of the kids goes, wow, do you think our moms look like that? And then one kid goes, no, dude, these girls are like from a special part of the country. And he goes, well, what do you guys do all night? And then the kids go, whatever we want. And then one of the kids looks up. He goes, hey, Jack, do you get boners? And Jack's like, what? They go, like an erector. He goes, well, I mean, at least I want to get one for Christmas. And then all the kids go, ah. They freak out, right?
Yeah.
So cut to, they're all farting in cans and lighting their farts on fire. And just having the greatest time.
Yeah. Great kids time.
You know what I mean? Just having the best time ever. Dad comes home from work.
That's one of the funnest things to do as a kid. Set shit on fire.
Fart, all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah.
That's the best. So Dad comes home from work, and the mom is in Jack's sad box. You know the sad box he was in earlier?
Yeah.
She's just laying in that. And they're both dressed to the tent. Like they're dressed like they were going to go out to a fancy place.
Right.
You know? And then she's laying in the box. She's all sad. And then he goes, hey, honey, what's wrong? And she's like, I don't know. He's gone. And I just don't know. I feel like I'm not ready. And then it's like, yeah, I know. She's like, you feel like you got traded in for a bunch of 10-year-olds. And she's like, yeah. He's like, well, you still got me. And then they kiss. And then he goes, honey, that's just the way it is. You birth them, you feed them. They become teenagers. They hate you. They grow up. It's life. And then she goes, I know, but it's just his first night away from home. And then he goes, yeah, but it's also his first night away from home. And then he's like, and then you know what I mean? And then they start making
funky
out.
Time. Funky. Oh.
So the kids are making this disgusting concoction of food.
Of just like sugary
shit. You know what
shit.
it is. Remember when you ever done that? You ever did that at a restaurant or someplace where you just throw like mustard, ketchup, salt, pepper? You're throwing everything in a glass.
I wasn't an adventurous kid like that.
Oh, dude.
I did I did the soda machine stuff.
Oh, like in every soda? Oh, that's great too.
Yeah, that's
a great one.
That's
a great one.
Yeah.
You ever take all the Starbursts and like mix them all together?
No,
all the flavors and eat it like a ball?
Monster.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, you fucking
crazy.
serial killer.
So that's what sardines in it.
I wasn't a very good. Not a very good. I wasn't a very adventurous kid. I was a play by the rules kid.
Played by the rules.
Yeah.
Son was one of those played by the rule detectives.
Yeah. Good cop. I don't mash the Starbursts together because they're separate for a reason.
The tastes are individual.
Yeah.
Good for you, buddy. Mm-hmm. You're an adult.
Yeah.
So they're throwing everything in it.
Right.
Sardines, noodles, ketchup, worms. You know what I mean? And then he's like, oh, God, no. And they're like, go. And he's like, no, I can't. And then they put his hand in it, and he's like, no, come on, don't make me eat it. And he looks at it. And he just starts downing it, bro. Downing so much of it, too. And it's so disgusting. And he's like making throw-up faces.
It
really
reminds
funny.
me of Elf.
Yes. Yeah. It looks like that.
Yeah.
It looks like that.
Yeah.
Cut to all the kids are taking a class photo, and they're having a good time. And then the two girls come over to the treehouse. Remember those two girls that went annoying? They came over to the treehouse?
Yeah.
And they're asking if they can come out up and play.
Right.
And then Jack comes out and he goes, yeah, just let us clean up for 1 second, and then you guys can come up. Mm-hmm. And then it's so funny because you see them upstairs and doing something. You can't see what they're doing, but you hear the girls. And one girl's like, oh my God, they're going to let us up. And the one girl goes, I don't think they're going to let us up. And then the girl goes, why? They said they are. And the girl goes, they said they are. They said they're going to clean up and then let us up. And the girl goes, boys don't clean up. I don't think they're going to let us up. I think something bad's about to happen. And then right then, girls aren't allowed. And water balloons just pounce them. They fuck these girls up.
Nice.
It's great.
Nice.
God, I love hitting people with water balloons.
Yeah, dude.
When you connect.
I haven't done that in a long time.
Bro, when you connect with a water balloon.
Feels good.
Priceless.
Yeah.
Priceless.
Last time I played with water balloons. College.
Yeah.
They had
maybe me too, actually, probably college. If I didn't even really think about
My
it.
friends bought a bunch of water balloons, and then from their apartment, we made like a gauntlet. You had to run across the parking garage while they just chucked water balloons at you.
Fuck yeah.
That was a lot of fun. I always thought the Comedy Store. Remember I told you how just one time the Comedy Store should just pass somebody, not by skill, not by credits, just straight up water balloon toss. Winner gets passed. I think that'd be so funny.
So, the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
Some straight up Mitzi shit.
Yeah. Open invitation. No, friends and family only.
No, friends and family only.
Friends and family only.
Because that way you're supposed to be forever. Friends and family only. You keep it locked in.
Yeah.
And whoever wins gets
the water balloon toss.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. And that's what life is sometimes. Life is just a water balloon toss. You never know when it's going to blow up in your face.
That's the funniest shit you've ever said, bro. That shit needs to be on a shirt, nigga.
Life is just a water balloon toss.
And then on the back, you never know what's going to blow up in your face.
Yeah. That's very true.
That's great.
We need merch.
We do need merch. Yeah. Please, someone send us that shirt.
Help us out.
That's a fucking awesome shirt.
The Pat Morita experience.
The Pat Morita experience.
Yeah, there's a couple good ideas.
So they cut to, it's like a little montage of them, like Jack at Halloween with all his friends. You know what I mean? Like time's just going by.
Time is passing. Yeah,
is
he aging too?
He's at the gas station. You can't really tell though because he's already 40.
Right.
So he's at the gas station buying candy and like Penthouse mags. You know what I mean? And the guys are so happy. And
did you ever buy a nudie mag?
I've never bought one. No, I found them in like the forest and like in places, which is always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was 18, I was like, I'll buy a Playboy, just cause
You jerk off to it?
It's hard. I was watching porn by then, so it's like, oh, it's interesting. You see some tits or whatever, but it's not.
You never jerked off to a magazine?
No.
I've jerked off to magazines. I've jerked off to porn magazines, and I've jerked off to like.
First time I jerked off was to a book. So who knows? Wow.
With just the words?
Yeah, it was a really hot sex scene though.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, The Godfather has an insane sex scene in the beginning. Like insane. Like page 26, bro. I remember it's just like a full page of like just graphic sex scene. Yeah, she's talking about how her insides fell when he was inside of her. Shit was nuts.
Yeah, dude.
Shit was nuts. 8th grade.
Speaking of, Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah.
Wow, what a connections. That was awesome, bud.
Yeah.
You brought that full circle. I didn't even have to bring us back. You took us there.
Yeah, but about the Playboy, and you know how they say the articles are good in Playboy? Bro, the big article of this, I'll never forget this, was a 20-page report on the Afghan war. I just like where it is now, how it started, and I was like, oh, they weren't lying.
I heard some people who write for stuff like that, they really want to be real journalists, and then that's just a paying gig, and then every once in a while they'll try to sneak in that kind of shit in porn or in wherever they're like sports, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, well, I read it like, oh shit, like yeah, these are actual journalists.
Yeah,
this is real. Like I learned a lot.
He just happens to write for Penthouse.
Yeah, it was great too because then it was like, oh, I learned something and I got to see tits right after that.
Also, it makes sense because like, oh yeah, nigga, everybody can't work for the New York Times.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, must be a tough racket.
Yeah, never forgot that. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I remember.
This is a lot for porn.
I remember.
Can you imagine, like, if you're watching porn and then just in the middle was just like a 60 Minutes episode or some shit? You know what I mean? Like that's what it felt like. Funny. It's just like that's what that Playboy was, anyways.
I remember jerking off to like Victoria's Secret bra catalogs that my mom would get.
I get that. I remember when I was like little, there was a mall and there was a Victoria's Secret like girl, like it was a Victoria's Secret store, and there was like a picture of a model. And I remember just staring at that model forever.
God, I wish I should jerk off to more stuff like that. Get back wholesome, you know?
Yeah. Oh, God.
So
welcome to Jerk Off Diaries.
The jerk off jack off.
Yeah. It's a jack off, everybody.
It's a jack off. Yo, this is the jerk off jack off episode.
Yeah.
The next day, Jack says how he brought he's talking to the guys. He's like, I brought a friend today.
Right.
And they're like, oh, what? Who? And then he goes, all right, he's cool, man. Just be cool. And then he whistles down. Bill Cosby comes up. All right. He's in the treehouse. Okay. He goes, this is Mr. Woodruff. And he's like, what's up, fellas? And then the nerdy kid goes, are you 10 too?
It's a fair question.
Fair question.
That's definitely a fair question.
I think Bill Cosby laughs and he goes, well, if you ask my wife, but no, I'm just your garden variety old fart. And then all the kids kind of laugh, right? And then the nerdy kid goes, I think this is too much weight, man, with Jack and him. I don't know if this is going to hold, the treehouse is going to hold, right? But they all hang up there anyway. And then they ask, if he wants to fart into a can. And Bill Cosby's like, no, I think my insides are a little too rotten. He also says...
And that's Jack. That is so funny.
He also says, I've also been known to chase families away. I don't know why, but I saw him say that, and it's like, man, everything you say now is just in context.
Yeah,
crazy.
it was pretty Pretty nuts.
So
what does that even mean in context? Like not even in the context of what he's doing. What the fuck does that mean in the context of the movie? You chase families away? The fuck?
Some of his farts.
Oh, okay.
But he said, I'm rotten on the inside.
Yeah.
My farts have been known to chase families away.
Okay.
But it's just...
It's like, wow.
It's like, yeah, dude, you've been known to fuck up a lot of families.
Yep. That ain't wrong.
So they
Is
start...
the first movie with Bill Cosby we've done?
Yep, first Bill Cosby movie.
Yeah. I think 73 episodes was long enough to wait. I think it was time. It was like we opened this wound.
God, you're stupid.
Yeah.
So they make the food concoction for the doctor.
Right.
All right? And they tell him how everybody has to eat it if he wants to be one of the crew. And he's like, all right, I love you, man. And then he takes a big bite, and everybody's like, ah! And then he's making funny Bill Cosby faces. It's great.
Yeah.
He's doing all that shit. Oh, yeah. And then everybody's going crazy. And then he tells them a cool song that he knows, and they should sing it. He goes, it's a Charlie Brown kind of song. And they go, okay. And he's like, you're gonna get caught. Just wait and see. Why is everybody always picking on me? And he's like, come on, yo. And they all start going, we're gonna get caught. We're gonna wait and see. Why is... And they start kicking their feet. Buddy, oh, he's picking on me. And then right then, as they're singing, they're going crazy. A butterfly lands on the treehouse. And then the treehouse goes... And then Bill Cosby goes, all right, everybody relax. And the kids go, ah! And then it just collapses like one of the Twin Towers. Like that.
Yeah.
You know, like that, like the Twin Towers?
Yeah. Yeah. And then afterwards, the parents were like, butterflies can't melt wooden beams. It was an inside job. Did you check out Treehouse 7?
Check out the caterpillars. Yeah. See where they were. So the kid, they all land and they're okay. And the little nerdy kid goes, I told you so, guys. We could have been killed. Mm-hmm. So the next scene.
What is Bill Cosby doing there?
He's hanging with
okay.
Mr. What's it called brought him? Jack brought him. So
I mean, I get what he's doing there, but like, what is he doing there? Why would he want to hang out with a bunch of kids like that? I guess he just wants to see if Jack is okay. Oh, he's still getting tutored.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Jack, he's brushing his hair.
Right.
He's brushing his hair, and he notices it's falling out.
Oof.
And he gets a little sad, right? And then he notices some of it's gray, so he takes some black and starts darkening his hair. So Jack's listening to this girl talk at class. And the girl's talking about how she wants to be, when she's 28, she wants to be married. She can't wait to be married when she's 28, and that's all that, blah, blah, blah. And then Jack's listening to this, and he starts doing math on a piece of paper. And then he realizes when he's 28, he's really going to be 112.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then he looks up, and he goes, what do I want to be when I grow up? Alive. It's a fucked up scene, bro. So deep, though. So good. But it's dark. It is dark, So right then, Lewis walks up right after that, and he goes, hey, what's wrong, bud? What's wrong? And then he goes, oh, nothing, man. He goes, oh, let's go. And he goes, oh, just wait a second. He goes, oh, what's going on? He goes, just stick around downstairs. And then he goes, all right, you want me to, he goes, you want me to wait for you? And Jack's like, yeah. And he goes, oh, and he looks at the teacher, and he goes, good luck, you old stud, you. And he walks out, right? And Jack goes, whew. And Miss Marquez goes, Jack, you still in here? He doesn't say anything. She goes, you feel okay? He's real quiet still. And then he gets up and he's all nervous and he has something behind his back and he's sweating and he walks up and then he gives her a full bag of red gummy bears. And she's like, and he goes, it took me a really long time to get this. It's hard to get just the red ones, right? She goes, this is very sweet. And he goes, I'm a nice guy. And then she goes, you're a very, very nice young man, Jack. And then he goes, Miss Marquez, I was wondering if maybe if you had nothing to do, you would go to the dance with me. Right? And she goes, oh, I can't, Jack. I'm too old. And he goes, I know. That's why I want to go with you. And then she goes,
it's fair. That's fair.
He goes, you are old. And I can't go with the girls that are my age. I look so much older than them, and you actually look like me. And then she goes, oh, but Jack, and then he kisses her on the lips, right? And she goes, Jack, and then he goes, what's wrong? And she goes, you're a very young man here in mentally, okay? And then he goes, I know, but she goes, I know I look closer to your age than the girls in class. And then he goes, I know you do. So what time should my mom pick you up for the dance? And then she's like, oh, Jack, I'm sorry, but you're my student. I'm your teacher. Teachers don't go to dances with their students, okay? And then he goes, please. And she goes, no, Jack. And then he breaks down, bro, and he starts tearing up. She goes, I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry. It wouldn't be right. And then he walks off, and she's like, Jack, wait. And he runs off, right? She goes, Jack, come on. It's okay. We can talk about it. He goes, I don't want to talk. And then he bends the corner. And then when he runs off, he gets to the stairs, and then he goes, and then he falls down the stairs. Yeah, right? And then Lewis runs up and goes, Jack. And he goes, he's like, someone help, Miss Marquez. Cut to them in the hospital. Bro, right? Tone shift. Just, you're like, whoa, that's a lot, dude. That's just a lot, man. It was a lot. All right? So he runs up.
I was waiting for this. I'm not happy.
Parents run in the hospital. You were waiting. I know you were. Yeah. Parents run in the hospital, right? And they tell him, they tell the parents it's a severe strain. It wasn't a heart attack. Okay? And they're like, okay. But imagine that your 10-year-old son is
we have to worry about heart attack range now, yeah.
So they say it's, the rapid growth of his heart, blah, blah, blah. They can't stop it. His internal clock is just running out. They say he's going to start aging even quicker than he was. And not only that, like the effects that would affect a regular elderly person are going to affect him tenfold.
Right.
So as they're saying this, Jack's watching a butterfly out the window. And he's got stuff on his chest, like the wires and shit. And he sees the butterfly and he gets close and he's so excited and he grabs it and it lands on him, right? And then he goes to look at it and it dies in his palm. And he just gets so sad. Okay? And then his mom comes in and she says, hey, honey, Lewis called and said he hopes you feel better. And he goes, yeah. And she said, he wanted to play, but I told him you need a rest. And he goes, but I feel fine, Mom. And she goes, I know. And then she hands him a present, right? And he opens it and it's juggling balls. He's like, oh, this is what I wanted. And he starts trying to juggle, right? And he's all happy. And then she goes, honey, I think we're going to go back to the way things were before school. And he goes, no. She goes, honey, no. She goes, honey, no. He starts fucking throwing like a fit, bro. No. And then she goes, oh, but honey, remember how fun it was? He goes, it wasn't fun. And then she goes, but honey, he goes, what about my friends? And then she goes, honey, I can't. He goes, Lewis, George, John, they all come. They want to play with me. And she's like, honey, they're going to come visit you. He goes, no, Mom, I want to be outside. Please, let me be outside, please. She goes, honey, I'm not trying to be mean. And she starts crying. And he goes, no. And she starts trying to sing to him and he screams and he goes running for his dad, right?
Right.
He gets to his dad, and his dad's outside smoking a cigarette, and he hugs him. And he's like, Dad, please let me go back to school. Please don't make me be alone. Please don't make me be alone. Bro, you're just, Sam bawling like a baby. I just, and I'm just holding it together. I'm like, bro, this.
What do you do?
Oh, it's so heavy, dude.
What
Jesus
do you do?
Fucking Christ. And so.
Man, because I think if you're a parent, you'd be like, yeah, that'd be like, oh, fuck, he's going to die soon. I don't want him to die feeling alone.
But I also don't want him to die
away from me.
Yeah. You're like,
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I like the character of the mom. Like, because it's not like she's being mean. She's
not being mean.
She's just like,
Yeah, she's trying to do the best for her son.
Yeah. And she loves it. She also, like you said, she knows. She's like, oh my God, he might have a heart attack tomorrow.
Yeah, well, he's going to die soon.
Yeah. So, oh man, it's a fucking heavy movie. So, the dad, like she just the mom is watching him hug the dad, begging to go back to school, and then she's breaking down, she's crying, right?
Right.
So the dad's talking to now the mom in the bedroom, right? And you see Jack, he's sneaking out of his room. It's late that night, and then they're arguing and they're talking about why they haven't had another baby yet. And the mom says, "No, I'm not ready." Blah blah blah. And then Jack grabs the matches that Fran's dresser with the club on it that Fran's dresser mom gave him, like with the address, and he looks at that and then he goes outside.
Right.
And then you still hear the parents arguing about, blah blah blah. Well, we, before Jack, we planned to have 2-3 kids, and then we had him, and then nothing. We haven't had a kid. And then she's like, I don't want to talk about this. Blah blah blah. He's like, we need to talk about this. I want to have another kid. She's like, I'm not ready. You just hear this going on, right? That was like, oh wow, that's some real argument. Yeah, dude. Yeah. That's a real argument that would be heavy. Because I get the mom, I get the husband. You're like, I don't want this to stun us, this experience,
Yeah.
from having another experience.
Right.
Even though this experience is trauma. I get that it's Jesus. But the mom was like, what if it's another kid like that? I don't want to go through, you know what I mean? Like, I get Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So, cut to, he's pulling up on his bicycle at the bar, right? That the address is on. And he goes in the club, and he's got, like, light-up shoes on, which is so funny because the camera shot's beautiful. It's such a good camera shot of him going in this bar. You see cowboy boots and all that stuff, and then you just see his light-up shoes.
That's funny.
Right? And then someone bumps into him in the bar, and they watch it, asshole. And then he looks at the guy. The guy's all drunk, and then he walks off. He's like, booger breath, right? And he walks off. And then Jack, he goes to the bar, and there's, like, pretzels and popcorn, and he just goes crazy. He just starts eating it all because he's like, oh.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that, he's just going nuts, and everybody's looking at him like, what the fuck?
Right.
And then the bartender goes, hey, what do you want? And he's like, what do you want to drink? He's like, I'll have a Shirley Temple with extra cherries. The bartender's like, okay. And then the guy next to him makes a joke about it, right?
Yeah.
And then he goes, hey, he's like, he get him what I'm drinking too, Charlie. Like, and he gets him a shot of whatever. And he goes, here's the looking at you, kid. And he goes, I'm not a kid. And he goes, okay.
Yeah.
And then they cheers, and then they take the shot. And he, of course, goes, right?
Yeah.
Then it cut to later in the night, and they're both in the bar shit-faced. So now he's been drinking.
Right.
He's fucked up.
Right. Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Dude, could you imagine going through that complexity with a 10-year-old brain, but you're a 40-year-old man?
Yeah. Good for, he's not going to have a lot of chances to do this soon.
Got to do it.
Yeah, he's got to, yeah.
So the guy's talking to him about how he couldn't get his dick hard on his birthday. And he goes, that ever happened to you? And then Jack goes, lots. Even though he doesn't really say.
Yeah.
Right? And the guy tells him about how his first wife threw him out because he got caught cheating and all this stuff. And he goes, it's God's cruel joke. First you lose your hair. And then Jack goes, and then your back starts to go out. And the guy goes, yeah. He's like, and then this and that. And they start complaining about just ailments of getting old, right? And then right then they look to the right, and Fran Drescher walks in the club, slow motion. Sexy as fuck. And then Jack goes, I know her. And then he goes over to her, and then the guy goes, go for it, Big Jack, and the bartender they're watching, and he does like a goofy, like, guess who, 10-year-old kind of thing that you would do if you're 10 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then she's like, oh my God, so surprised to see you here. And then
that voice, man.
Dude,
it's
right?
Like great, but it's also like nails on a chalkboard.
Oh, it's insane.
Yeah.
Voice will keep you working, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Hollywood likes weird.
Dude. So, also, I mean, if I was casting something and I needed a weird voice, I'd be like,
perfect.
She's also a reference. Like, it can give me some Fran Drescher in there. You know what I mean? It's like
Fran Drescher type. That's probably like a bunch of auditions have that.
Oh, for sure.
Especially in the 90s.
Oh my God. When The Nanny was a hit, can't imagine.
Yeah.
So, he goes, he's talking to her, and he's like, nice to see someone I know. And then she like, believe me, that wasn't the first pair of matches I handed out for this bar, honey. But I'm glad you came. And then he goes, you want to dance? And then he takes her hand. She's like, sure, right? And then he looks over and he watches some other guy dancing with her, and he just does what he does.
Right.
And the guy's doing like weird moves and shit. So he's just like, just looking at her like doing like this,
Yeah.
And she's like,
how weird he is.
So the guy grabs the girl's ass, so he grabs her ass, and then she's like, oh my God, hey. Yeah. And then she rubs on him, and then she kisses him, right? And the guy at the bar like smiles, and then she starts kissing him with tongue. And and then she goes, what's wrong? And he goes, I gotta go. And she goes, what's wrong? And he goes, you're Lois's mom. And she goes, that's a good thing, right? Lois, he talks about you. You said some of these good things. And then right as he goes, I can't, I gotta leave. He backs up, he backs into that guy again.
Okay.
All right?
Oh, yeah.
And the guy's like, hey, man, what are you, stupid? And he's like, no. And the guy's like, I want an apology. You backed up into me twice, blah, blah, blah. You need to apologize to me. And then Jack goes, what's it with you, man? You have too much sugar or something? And he goes, oh, you're a smart ass, huh? You want to study my fucking fist, buddy? And he's like, Fran's like, let's just go, Jack. Let's just go. And he goes, you know what? You got exactly disease. And the guy goes, what? He goes, well, your mouth smells exactly like your butt. And then the whole bar goes, oh!
Yeah.
And then Fran goes, Lewis says that, right?
Yeah.
And then he says a bunch of other jokes like that. And then the guy goes, what the fuck? And knocks him the fuck out, right? Gigantic brawl breaks out. They all get arrested. All right? So they go, Mr. Powell, look at the camera. And he's like taking his mugshot. He's like, like this, and they go, all right, Mr. Powell, we're gonna take the picture. Probably is so good, dude. Like, I love just that little subtle. Yeah. Oh, he's good, man. So they say, all right, Mr. Like he's in the cell, and they go, Mr. Powell, somebody posted your bail. He's like, oh, and he runs up, and they go, they give him back all of his things, and it's just all toys that was in his pockets, like a Pez dispenser, like a Hulk doll, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then they go, and then he goes, here's all your stuff, and he goes, I'm missing my Pog, and then the cop goes, and then Jack goes, it's a slammer, and the cop goes, Jack's like, thank you. So subtle, but I loved it, dude.
That's funny.
So funny.
That's funny.
You know what Pogs are, right? You know that game? The little circles, and you would make them bounce up?
What's it called? It was a little bit before my time.
A little before your time?
A little bit before my time. Because in 96, I was 4.
Yeah, they were going out of way when I was a young kid, but I remember playing with them. I had so many cool ones.
Yeah, never.
And I had a bunch of slammers, so I get that. When you have a slammer, it's like, oh, it's a big deal.
Okay.
You remember Beyblades?
Yeah.
Like it's like having. You remember people would have the dope thing around the regular Beyblade.
I never really had one. I just remember them.
Oh, okay. You ever watch other people play with them?
No,
I never had them, but I got into them.
We were big into Yu-Gi-Oh. That was our thing. No one really had Beyblades. We were Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic.
Oh man, I remember I remember
that. You rip them. Yeah.
So they had these you could buy like a metal thing on the outside, and that would just
fuck up the Beyblade.
So yeah, it would literally destroy the other person. Like this thing you bought, it would destroy theirs.
There used to be a Beyblade TV show on Saturday morning cartoons.
It was, dude.
Yeah, and they'd rip it, and so the Beyblades hit each other. Like a giant dragon would come out of the Beyblade and fight a giant phoenix that came out of another Beyblade. It's like, wow. Even as a kid, I was like, they made it interesting somehow.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
I remember that show. Holy shit, we both watched it. Yeah, I do remember that, dude. That's crazy.
That show. Yeah, never had one though.
Oh, wow. Me neither. I never owned one. I never owned one myself, but I played with them. It was huge. I remember everybody at school having them, and playing with them.
I remember I had like a one from like a McDonald's toy, so like a little one that you just ripped in it. But you can.
But to get to like the cool, expensive ones that other kids were getting, the actual ones, it was like, whoa, But also it was like such a money thing. So he goes to see who bailed him out, and it's Fran Drescher. She bails him out.
Okay.
And then she's like, sorry about tonight. And then she goes, she's taking him home, and she goes, man, you look so young somehow. Just looking in your eyes, something about your eyes are so young. And then he goes, thanks for taking me home, And then she kisses him, and she goes, good night, Mr. Powell. So he gets out, and it's raining on him crazy, and he sadly walks into the house, right? So the kids are all waiting outside Jack's house. Bill Cosby comes in, and they're like, Jack, come on out, right? And he's not coming out. And then Bill Cosby goes, I'll go talk to him, guys. Give me some skin. And then all the kids high five him because they all like him.
Yeah.
And he runs up, right? And then the mom tells him it's been 2.5 weeks since he's come outside.
Ooh.
Right? And then she goes, I think he realized how fragile his life is. And he's like, okay. He's like, well, I think maybe it's time to send him back to school. And the mom goes, no, we can't. That's what started this in the first place. I can't. He goes, okay. And then he goes upstairs, right? So Jack's sitting on the edge of the bed. He's all scared. He's got a full beard. He's just all sad. And then he's talking to him, and Jack's like, I don't want to get a tutor anymore. He's like, well, why don't you want a tutor anymore? He's like, I don't want to learn stuff anymore. He's like, why? He's like, because I'm never going to use it. So what's the point of learning anything? He's like, oh, Jack, it's about finding out new and interesting things. He's like, oh, I don't care anymore. Right? So they show the kids at school, and then the mean kids come up to the nerdy kids. Remember all the mean kids? And they go, hey, where's Jack? Is he sick or something? And then Lewis is like, I don't know. And they go, well, is he coming back? And Lewis is like, I hope so. And the mean kids are like, yeah, we wish he comes back too. And they all sit down. It's such a nice moment. It's a nice moment, bro. It just gets you right in the fucking...
Yeah. Tearing up.
Yeah. So then Mr. Woodruff, like he's packing up, right? And he's packing up to leave. And then Jack goes, are you going to come back tomorrow? He goes, no, I'm quitting, Jack. He goes, why? He goes, you know why. He goes, this is done. It's ran its course, and you don't want to learn anymore. He goes, but. And he goes, well, Jack, let me tell you. Jack kind of panics. He goes, let me tell you something, Jack. You want to know why I teach children? He goes, why? He goes, so I remember to never get just wrapped up in the mundane of life. Being an adult, not having fun. He's like, that's what it's about being a kid. That's why I, like to surround myself with kids and stuff. And he goes, he talks about how special a child's mind can be. And he goes, and you, Jack, you are my most special student. a shooting star amongst ordinary stars. And then Jack's got his head down and he goes, Jack, you ever seen one? He goes, what? A shooting star. Jack goes, no. He goes, Jack, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. Jack, it's so beautiful that when a shooting star goes by, the other stars have to stop just to watch. Right? And then Jack, yeah. And then he goes, you know what's so special about them, Jack? You almost never see one. You know, they're really, really quite rare. He goes, but you want to know something? I saw one. And he winks at him. And then Jack starts to cry. And he looks up. It's great. Robin Williams so good. He's crying. He goes, I just want to be a regular star. Jack, you'll never be regular because you're spectacular. He leaves. And then Jack goes, Mr. Woodruff. He closed the door, right? So Lewis waits outside Jack's house every day. So it's just days ago, he's waiting outside his house every day, right? Oh, I know. That's what you're like, this dude loves this guy.
Yeah.
So cut to Lewis. Lewis is writing his essay, right? And he's looking at the class photo. He's looking at his buddy. And then he goes, Eureka, right? And then the next day, he's outside. He goes, Miss Powell, Miss Powell. And then Jack, he can hear Lewis from his sad box, right? And he starts kicking out his sad box to like see what's going on. He goes, can Jack come out and play? And she goes, I'm sorry, Lewis, he can't. But just maybe try again another day. He goes, okay. A couple seconds go by. Another kid comes up. Miss Powell, can Jack come out and play? She's like, no, Jack, come out and play, okay? A couple seconds later, another kid comes up. Now Jack's looking out the window, right? Miss Powell, come on. We want Jack to come out and play. She goes, he doesn't want to. You know? Jack's looking around his room. He has a bunch of get well stuff all over his room, right? The more kids one by one keep coming up. The mom is like now smiling.
Yeah.
She's liking it. She's like, oh, you motherfuckers. Like, okay. She's like, I know what you're up to. Right? And then Jack is watching and he's tearing up. He's missing his friends. I know, bro. It's just, even like the annoying girls that were bothering them, they come up, Miss Powell, can Jack come out and play? And then Jack's looking down all mean at them, you know? And then like she goes, no, he can't come out and play. And he's like, tss, tss, like that. Yeah. And then they walk away and then he's like he waves at them, you know? And then he goes, finally, all the kids come back at once. Right. Mrs. Powell, can Jack come out and play? And she's like, no, right? Yeah. And then they all start playing, like it fast forwards them throughout the whole day playing outside their street. Right. So they're playing hockey, they're playing football, they're playing basketball, they're playing on the trampoline, you know, they're playing like the chalk, you know, the hopscotch, you know what I mean? Yeah. And he's just watching all this go down. And the mom, it's showing the mom, she's trying to just shoo him away. Every 5 seconds, she's shooing him away. Yeah. And actually shoos him away, right? So shows him, and he's got his breathing mask on, and he's crying and he's watching. So the next morning, he's looking in the mirror, and he's sad, and he's got his beard, and then he starts making like funny faces, and he like makes himself laugh. Right. Uh-huh. Such a good act, right? You just like the acting of the ability. So he goes downstairs. Mom, Dad, I'm going to school today. And they go, okay, well, you better hurry, right? Because you don't want to be late. So they cheer up and, you know, like they kiss him. And then at school, the kids are all going through their essay reports. The nerdy kid is saying, their super nerdy kid is saying how he wants to be a rapper, just like Heavy D. Right. And he starts breakdancing. All right. So it's Lewis, he turns and he looks at the desk in the back that's empty and he's like, he's all bummed out. His friend's not there. You see Jack running to school. He's running into class. Lewis, you want to come up and do yours? And Lewis goes up and he goes, I want to be like my best friend when I grow up. He's only 10 years old, but he's the best. Right? And dude, just he goes, he's old on the outside, but on the inside, he's still a kid, you know? And he goes, he's not afraid to try stuff. He's not afraid to meet people. And what's cool about hanging out with him is everything he looks at, it's like it's the first time he ever saw it. Jesus. I know, buddy. Come on. Jesus. I mean, if you're not crying, go fuck yourself, dude. You know what's great? Have a heart.
Is that sometimes people don't suck.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, sometimes people
I love
are,
that
like,
this kid.
awesome.
The kid is awesome. He's just
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Awesome
sometimes
kid.
people are awesome.
Just fucking awesome. And then
Sounds like all the kids kind of end up being awesome.
Oh yeah. I like that they're all kids.
Yeah.
They're all kids. Because even when they were mean to him, it wasn't like,
right.
oh Jesus Christ. It was just like, yeah, that's about right.
They're kids.
That's about right. You know.
But they're also gonna be like, oh man, this one kid that we made fun of is like going through it.
Something, and also, I mean, you meet a kid like that, you'll never forget that in your life. You met, like you said, you met a shooting star. That's why the Bill Cosby thing was like, oh, that's a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
You know. He goes, he's not a traitor. I love this also. He's to meet new people, and then he goes, and more than anything, he knows how to be the greatest friend, right? So right then, Jack pops up on the window outside, and all the kids go, oh, Jack, Jack! They all start smiling, right? And Lewis looks over, he's all happy, and then J-Lo is all happy, and he comes in, and Lewis stops, and all the kids high five Jack, and he goes to his seat, and then Lewis goes, I may not know what I want to be when I grow up, and I don't care, because I know who I want to be like, the giant. The big guy, my best friend, Jack. And then everybody's like, yeah, right? And then he goes and sits down, and then all the little girls start looking at Lewis, and they're like giving him the eyes, because everybody's like, right? And he's like, oh, this is nice. Yeah, I should do that more often, you know? So cuts to Jack, he's sitting at his desk, and he's like smiling, and then the desk completely breaks, and everybody goes laughing again.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he's all, and I love it because he's completely embarrassed too.
Right.
Like he's not like, he's still like, you know what I mean? So cut to 7 years later.
Oh, wow.
I know. Yeah. So high school graduation.
Oh, wow.
Lewis is fully grown up.
Yeah.
And then the mom, Frances, like, come on, let's take the picture, Lewis. Lewis, take the picture. And then he's like, Mom, come on. He's trying to get away. And then the nerdy kid falls down next to him, and he helps his buddy up. Yeah. And then he sees the other guy with the straight hair. You'll see the other, because it's like, oh, his hair's still the same.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's his crew, right? And then they show the two girls who are mean to him. They're still hanging out. You know what I mean? And then they show a van pull up, and it's Jack's mom. It's Diane Lane. She gets there, and it's the dad. And they have more kids. You see them like have a baby that come out of the van, right? Mm-hmm. And then you see some cool-ass, dope-ass shoes pop out the van. They're all shiny, right? Like some tennis shoes. And then you see a shaking hand, you know? And pan up to like a 90, 100-year-old Robin Williams.
Yeah, he's 18. 18 times 4, he's like at 80-something.
Yeah, he'd be 80, yeah, he'd be 80 or 90. What would he be?
He'd be 18 times 4, I believe he'd be 72.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because he looks.
He's old. Yeah. But he's also aging faster.
Oh, you're right. So his ailments would hit him harder. I forgot about that. So, you see, he's all old, and then Bill Cosby's giving the commencement speech, and he goes, "We want to honor our valedictorian, Mr. Jack Powell." School goes crazy. Because of course, this guy would be the legend at this school.
Yeah, this guy's
the legend, the best. How are you not friends with this dude?
Yeah.
And he goes up, and he's like, "Thank you." And he's taking him a little while to pull out his reading glasses. Mm-hmm. And then remember the mean black kid from earlier? He goes, "Get him, Jack!" Right? And it's him. And he goes, "I'm cool." Right? And then everybody laughs, right?
Yeah.
And then he goes, "I don't have much time these days." He goes, "So I'll make this quick, like my life." And everybody laughs.
Yeah.
He goes, "We all worry about the future, thinking, what am I going to do? Where will I be in 10 years? And I'm here to say to you, look at me, and please, don't worry so much. In the end, none of us have very long, and life is fleeting. And if you're ever really distressed, just cast your eyes up to that beautiful summer sky, and when a shooting star happens to streak across the sky one day, make a wish and think of me and make your life spectacular, because I know I did. And Mom, I made it. I'm a grown-up." Because the mom just like this, you know what I mean? The dad's like crying, you know? Everybody's like, ah. Also, Mom, I made it. I'm a grown-up. Good job, Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah.
Fucking well done, buddy.
Yeah, dude. You made a movie.
You made a couple.
You made a movie again. Yeah.
Kids go nuts. Mm-hmm. All the professors cheer, you know. And then his friends are like, "Come on, Jack. Come on, let's go, man. I go." And his mom's like, "Honey." And he's like, "I gotta go, Mom." And she's trying to kiss him. He's like, "Mom, I gotta go." And then he goes over and he crawls on top of the convertible with all his buddies. And then they drive off into the sunset. Jack.
What a beautiful movie.
Beautiful movie, dude.
What a beautiful movie.
Absolutely. Great lines, great shots,
Great acting.
great acting.
Yeah.
Robin Williams, dude.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Robin
right here
fucking-
tearing up. You're crying.
Oh, I couldn't. I mean, oh man,
Yeah.
watching it, I was like, and then it didn't help. Sam's just fucking like that kind of crying. You know what I mean? Because it's one of those too, where you just, Jesus, it gets you, dude. It just gets you so good. Great movie though. I love this movie. Hope you guys enjoy it.
That's Jack.
That's Jack.